進化するよもっともっと
Oh boy. Hello everyone. Hello everyone. We're gonna have to be doing a little bit of talking before we get properly started. Hello Freezy, hello Ticonderoga, hello Lala, and Jadowski, and I think Squad Leader was here. Yeah, there's Squad Leader. Hello. You killed frogs today in Final Fantasy 9. Oh, that's nice. We're waiting on Lulu, so I'm gonna be on this. Well, you know what? No, let's not be on the game screen. Wait, no, that's not the game. Wait, where's myself? No. She's gone out to get Taco Bell right then, right this second. Actually, I probably can call and see if she's ready. But I'll call and see whether or not she is, and if not, then we'll rate properly. I don't actually get an actual idea of how long it was that she sent the fuck I'll be back no more in 10 minutes. But we can at least vibe here for a moment. And then I kind of realized that I didn't fuck with my schedule this week. But hey, we can be patient, at least until she comes here. It might be busy day at Taco Bell. You never know. Yeah, I know. It sucks. Okay. Yeah, she's still at Taco Bell. Man, what damn. Now I gotta entertain everybody. Oh no. Maybe I should have taken this picture so it's like but wait, why am I should make sure that Discord is up just in case I see someone or I see her answer. Let's see. I made chicken fried rice tonight. My first time doing that. You're bored? I'm sorry. But yeah, I made chicken fried rice for the first time today. I didn't cook the rice as much as I should have. These little bits were hard. I didn't actually know how much would actually be made either, because I'm very bad at knowing how much like a recipe will give out in servings. Delete any entitled clips. Yeah, I know sometimes clips happen and you hit the clip button and it actually makes it clubby. What do you mean? I've been here every day this week. My other account, Lulu has given me update. They're almost back. There was a line at the Taco Bell, the Taco Baco. So we just got to listen to all these fun song musics as as everything goes on. Maybe I need to move this down just a little bit. No, never know. Yeah, okay, so Lulu has stated to let everybody know that her time management skills are atrocious. 20 minutes until I must enter sleep mode. Oh, well, that sucked. Wait, speaking of which, you have bad sleep schedule, Lala. I mean, Jesus Christ, you sleep at random fucking times. Shake. I have to. I know. I have to. I have to take care of y'all until Lulu arrives, and that sucks. Meanwhile, I am. I am looking through like tweets and stuff. What was it I was doing today? I think I fucked around in Monster Hunter GU, and then I cooked chicken fried rice and fucked up the rice portion. But other than that, it was still good.
At Savath, bet you can't touch your toes and spell run out loud 3 times kappa slash.
Out of accountism, I'm not stupid. I'm not going to do that. I understood, which is why I took the second to actually think about it. Okay, here's the thing, Freezy. I have a problem sleeping because of summer, and it takes a while for everything to correct themselves. And anyways, Freezy, the last like 2-3 weeks, I've been going to bed around 2 to 4 a.m. and waking up anywhere between 11 to 2. Oh, so you're saying a chicken fried that rice? Well, I technically fried that rice. The chicken just helped. 1 hour cause of that. But either way, so you want me to spell I cup? Okay, ICUP. Ah, shit. What? What? Why is it that I just look at my Twitter and then I find the weirdest fucking posts? You know, I followed Quest64 official about a couple well, oh, wait, are you still at the Taco Bell? Wait, Lulu's still at the Taco Bell. Damn, the taco, everybody is getting blazed in I guess the California, and then ordering their Taco Bell. The line, there was a fucking line, man. There's usually not a line during fast food unless it's, for me it's usually the McDonald's. The McDonald's usually has a line, and sometimes the Wendy's is pretty good, but they usually end up having a fucking line. Zaxby's never does, but that's more southeast stuff. Burger King never has a line, but they take like 25 minutes with your food.
Hey, work a little harder.
I am working. Has a line, but it's really fast. Listen, I've understood from other people about the Taco Bell problems, in which sometimes Taco Bell is just not the best. I know in Taco Bell. I've had it like once in like the past 10 years. I'm just trying to think. Like the last time I had Taco Bell was about maybe a year or two ago. And it wasn't even a taco, it was like a quesadilla. Because of course, I'm going to get something else that I should afterwards. Not really. Hello, Torvar. Sunday? What about Sunday? Also, I still haven't made the schedule for for next week, but that's fine because this week doesn't end until after Sonic Adventure 1 crowd control. Last Sunday I got Taco Bell. Damn. Did y'all shit? Did y'all shit it and farted? Do. 3 Gordito trying to pull into home. Wait, how far is the Taco Bell? Oh, Lulu, you must be like right up its ass. Then again, I guess, you know, if you live in a proper town where there is things around.
Hey, work a little harder.
I'm sorry, you gotta aim that work a little harder to Lulu.
Hey, work a little harder.
Oh yeah, y'all don't hear the Hiveswap Friendism song. You just y'all just hear the background music. Say something. I've been saying stuff. I've been just saying something just like randomly. While trying to look through my fucking Twitter for ideas. I can't stop using your sounds on my stream. No, I cannot. Listen, I am not responsible for any of y'all. Okay? I have absolutely no control over any of y'all. Pole dance for chat. You know, I actually downloaded recently because I've been using VNyan, and somebody had made something that is that stupid sad cat dance, and the zip file contained the animation for the stupid sad cat dance thing, and I thought about just putting that on to my avatars and just doing it, but then I got lazy. I don't know how to get those. What? Are you talking about like sounds requires certain bots? There's like Mix It Up bot, and there's also what's the other bot? What's the other bot that I'm currently using? Bibiniku. Ask my question, you Google. What do you mean ask the question? Oh wait, hold on. Lulu is calling. Wait. Okay, hold on. They cannot hear you, so they can't just yet. Now they can. Hello.
Okay. So, place. It's a short drive. It's like 3 blocks in a parking lot. But that's hard to, like, 3 stop signs in a parking lot.
Oh.
But the long way around a parking lot, it's like a 2-minute drive to get there. But I'm not in a big place.
Understandable.
Okay. Now I'm getting everything.
Avalon. Favorite troll so far? Actually, I would have to go and look at right this second. Just to remember which one it was. Ads, don't hate, listen.
Are your viewers irritating you?
Yes, I would say Skilla for right this second. That might change soon enough. That or Chixie, just because like she went and did whatever. Skilla was the best person.
Okay, I am starting my stream now. There is no waiting time. It is just up. I am ready.
You suck.
Hello, everyone. Oh right. Bing.
Yeah, I have to give this screen. There you go.
And I gotta change my stream border.
Yeah. Oh, and I also need to turn off this music, and then I need to go to the game screen, and then also turn on the music for this place. And wait, do I? Did the music just die in this game? Hold on.
Mayhap.
I'm just gonna restart the game because I no longer. Yeah. No, frog chick. No, what do you mean lag? Don't say lag. I see no frame skip lag. Okay, yeah, that's now going. Okay, there, and then back over here. Share the screen. Scare
So what's
friends.
this about frame skips happening again?
No, it's Breezy said lag and had the let's go, and I'm like, nope.
That's not happening.
No rendering lag, no encoding lag. We're fine. I feel like the Vegeta Kaiba could have had a fun character arc with a large amount of development. none of these guys are going to have super development. They're going to have development over the course of their little story.
They do end up. A lot of them end up showing up in Hiveswap proper, in Act 2.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so this was important for Hiveswap.
Well,
I mean,
kind of. So the Friendsim was basically made to introduce us to the characters in a way that was fun and interesting, and also to tell a side story. And then all of the characters will end up appearing at some point in Hiveswap proper.
they'll show up just like the fan trolls do, and then like next second, hello Kate, did Dev Rave over here? No, he just ended from my understanding. So if you're over here now, probably because the Twitch auto host kicked in.
Ohio.
So yeah, Dev just does stupid things like not even raid other people. But, so you're up and ready, right? You can see everything and...
Nope, I'm completely clueless.
Damn.
Yeah, we're good to go.
Okay. Okay. Look, I will take your word as the gospel, because I'm not watching that stream. Wait, shit. I shouldn't say it like that. What I don't have your stream on another thing.
We're on volume 10.
Yeah.
And we'll start with me as Tagiri.
You freaking JoJo.
Do you like it? What a fucking chat.
In an utterly unsurprising turn of events, the night finds you trolling Alternia in search of, well, trolls, the friendly type, preferably, although you've been known to work wonders with hostile folks too. Your current hunting grounds appears to be a primarily teal neighborhood, which suits you fine. Teals live relatively comfortably and usually only mildly disdainful of you. This strikes you
let
as...
me grab some sweetener for my tea.
Okay, that's fine. This strikes you as a good place to search for companionship. You've got another pressing concern, though. A faint glow, far on the horizon, would suggest that the sun will be rising soon, or the sun. A couple hours from now at most. Nights of Alternia seem to last forever, but when daylight hits, it hits hard. Like a truck, but the truck is on fire. And the fire is nuclear fusion. And the truck is a star. Point is, you're not in the mood for another sunburn. You better snag a buddy before it's too late.
You, the strange, hornless thing.
Speak of the devil! You whip around and spot a troll boy with a stylish hat and a sword sheath behind his back. His clothes are a little shabby, but he carries himself with a rigid, composed air.
What are you? Some kind of mutant troll? Or another sentient creature?
Definitely the latter, you say. Unless you would prefer the former, in which case you're that, actually. But mutants, you've learned, are not particularly well liked on this planet.
An alien? I won't have to cull you then. Not immediately, at least. You don't appear to be on a cull-on-sight species. Lucky for you that I won't have to loose my blade, and lucky for me to have found a potential comrade. I know what you seek.
Shelter and friendship, not necessarily in that order. You're about to speak up, but he's already moving on.
You seek the meeting place of the Eastern Alternian Fine Animated Art Appreciation Society. Or as some less cultured souls would call it, the Anime Club.
Oh, a club! Back home, teachers used to go on and on about how clubs were a wonderful place to meet new friends. You didn't really believe in it then, but maybe things are different here on Alternia. You confidently assert that yes,
That's
you
just
are here. Confidently assert that yes, you are here for the animes.
Good. I feared I was going to have to cancel tonight's meeting due to no-shows, but now it can proceed as scheduled. Follow me.
He gestures towards his hive and begins to stride confidently towards it, but then he rethinks it, pausing to look back at you.
Wait. Subs or dubs?
Oh, fuck. Okay, you know what the other thing is? I just realized that it would also probably be a good voice is Virgil from DMC. Just actual, like,
Subs or dubs? Subs or dubs, Dante?
Wait, no, that's not 23. All right, it's time to do it. What's your actual choices? Because there's also there's one wrong answer that would absolutely piss them off. Hello, that Rift person. Also, hello, Video Synth. Hello, Muffin Man. Subs. Do.
I'm waiting for the poll to show up.
Yeah, I know. Wait, the poll's up.
Is it?
Wait, yeah, it's up there, and it's up on the screen. I mean, y'all can see the poll right there.
Let me pop out chat and see if that helps. Oh, I got it now.
Yeah. There's a poll going on. I don't. Oh, hey, you look like you could use a face wash. Oh, thank you, Rift. All right, I guess we're actually not going to piss him off. Subs.
It's entertaining how wrong you are. But even the greatest of Alternia's philosophizers required
suck.
sparring opponents on the battlefield of the intellect. To challenge your assumptions with my superior logic and taste will be a fulfilling task. Come in.
Not really the reaction you were hoping for, but you say anything to get into someone's hive, so you'll take it. How many fucking dockies are... Why are they covered in slime?
Because they sleep in...
Oh yeah, the pond. Tagiri invites you into his hive with a sweeping bow, and you step into the foyer. The hive looked normal from the outside, normal by troll standards at least, but the inner decor has an entirely different vibe to it. It reminds you of Japanese architecture. Tagiri takes off his sandals before entering the next room. You take off your shoes too, if you had any. As you step into his living room, you're assaulted, not literally, thankfully, by an absolute smorgasbord of merchandise. This place looked like someone did a Google search for Otaku Collection and opened the first result. Posters and scrolls adorn every inch of wall available, and the inches of wall that aren't available are blocked by shelves containing all sorts of DVDs, manga, and other such forms of media. On a large glass shelving unit near the room's exit, you spy the veritable cornucopia of anime figurines, most of whom seem to be in various states of undress. You would like to describe it as tasteful nudity, but you would also like to describe yourself as the most popular person on Alternia, and both would be a lie. Tagiri has arranged his merchandise meticulously according to the blood color, from red at the bottom to fuchsia on top.
I see you were admiring my fine East Alternian collectibles. I polish them daily, just as I polish my blade. Don't touch them, or you'll taste folded steel.
You slowly retract your hand. You would never dream of touching them. That was never, ever something you were planning on doing. And you won't even breathe on them. In fact, you stepped away from his collectibles, just in case. With that step, you bump into something behind you and hear a soft ruff. If you spin to look around, you see what must be Tagiri's Lucis surveying you with an intense gaze. It looks like looks a lot like a Shiba Inu. If they were twice the size and had opposable everything. Honestly, watching it scuttle around like a monkey while sniffing at you is pretty entrancing. Eventually, you seem to meet its standards because it darts out of the room. You hear some rustling in what you assume it's the kitchen.
That was my Tadashi Inu, my Lucis. He taught me everything I know. I could not have asked for a better sensei.
Yeah, dogs are great, you respond. And then immediately wish you could take that back. Dogs are great. That's gotta be the blandest possible statement you could have made. And possibly inaccurate too? What's this thing called? A bark beast? A fetch friend? A wolf gremlin? Oh, Tagiri isn't even paying attention to you anymore. He's busy perusing his shelves, picking out some DVDs.
Hold on. Red Mage Lala. We've kind of gone over it a few times, but I don't know if you've been here for every volume yet, or so far. They are custodians. They're caretakers. They're the parents of trolls. Every troll gets a Lucis, but it's like a combination pet parent. But more symbiotic than that. They kind of coexist off of each other. So Lucis is just a pet / parent.
Also, Freezy, I already stated that earlier when I said, why are there Dakimakuras? Those are body pillows, and we just said why the goo is because of Cooper-kun. Fucking Freezy, pay more attention. More attention.
Yeah, no, it's because, I mean, you can see his Recupera-kun right there. It's literally right there next to the pillows. Anyway.
Per my viewing schedule, we'll watch a carefully curated selection of episodes from one classic and from one recent release. But, since you're a newcomer, it might be best not to jump into the middle of a Last About series, Philosopher Half-Iron. Perhaps we shall instead begin with the first season of School-Fed Heroism and transition into episodes of Kismet-Stuck Morning. The original airing, of course, not the censored one with the ridiculous CGI dragon. Ugh.
Looks like Tagiri intends to take full control of this morning's activities, which you find entirely copacetic.
Copacetic.
Copacetic. Big word. Well, actually 3-syllable word, but The less you need to assert your own opinions and make your own choices, the less likely you are to fuck up. It's probably not a healthy way to live, but it's gotten you somewhere between 1 to 19 friends so far, so you're sticking to it. With deft and precise movements, Tagiri retrieves the disc from its container and pops it into the troll equivalent of a DVD player. It makes a slimy chugging noise as it sucks the disc in, and like usual, you aren't sure if it's an inanimate object or a living being. Either way, you're a little disgusted. The DVD player hums and Tagiri's TV lights up with a colorful title screen. You're ready to get settled in for a journey through the wonderful world of animes. But he frowns and pauses the episode less than a minute in.
Hang on. This isn't the correct copy.
Have a good night, Lola.
The localization on these lines was changed after the original translator was called by a purple blood for crimes against buffoonery. I specifically ordered the first edition and paid extra for it. This is unacceptable.
Tagiri stops the DVD player, ejects the disc, and places it back in its case.
Come. There's still time in the night. We need to go resolve this immediately. The shop that imported it for me is nearby.
He heads for the door and beckons for you to follow, which you do. You guess it was too much to hope for a quiet morning inside, wasn't it? At least you get to go shopping for animes, which sounds fun enough. Will it be at one of those fancy automated stores, you wonder?
No. Unlike most stores on Alternia, this specialty shop is run by a living troll. A fellow collector who would not entrust such work to automation. So one would expect, with an actual think pan involved, there would be no careless mistakes like this. At least I'm on good terms with the owner, so I doubt there will be trouble.
You, on the other hand, expect plenty of it. Pretty much everything on this goddamn planet has been troubled so far. Does he know how awful it is in here? You don't want to human-splain to him or anything, but things are pretty awful here.
Things are pretty awful here.
Oh, you guess he knows. He's staring at one of those mini billboards that line the streets, which has been defaced with bright red graffiti. It's saying some pretty nasty stuff about Triza.
Rebel sentiments grow by the moment. Alternia lies on the verge of peril, a blade's edge. And not any blade, but the blade of a razor-sharp folded steel katana. Forged under the East Alternian moonlight. Heated by the bellows breath of a magnificent draconian Lucis. Cooled by the shimmering cascade of an acid waterfall. And fit to be handled only by a true expert. Do you dance?
You're a little caught off guard by that question. Dancing? As in moving one's body to music?
In a way, yes. Moving to the sweet music of steel on steel, the rhythm of combat, the stiletto steep that weaves death and glory into one beautiful motion. Do you dance?
Oh, sword fighting, of course. You really should have figured that one out. This guy's style has only two settings, talking about swords or talking about anime. Sometimes he gets particularly frisky and talks about both at once. You tell him that you don't know how to handle swords, but they seem really cool, and you love to learn.
Cool? Swordplay is more than cool. It is a way of life, a code of honor. To pick up the blade is to bind yourself to the tenets of Bushido and to be prepared at all times to enforce justice the only way a swordsman knows, through steel. Someday, the pursuit of justice may bring me face to face with these rebel scum. I must be ready to show them true, magnificent terror of the blade. Who knows? Maybe I would even be awarded a Clown Greshino Medal of Honor. A troll can dare to dream.
So that's why he practices swordplay, huh? To enforce justice, kind of like a vigilante?
Vigilante? Please. I would only ever cull a troll who legally deserved death. What kind of lawless moron do you take me for?
You don't take him for a moron at all. In fact, he's very smart and clever and just. You hope that you're not laying it on too thick, but he seems to enjoy the praise.
Ah, we're here. This won't take long.
He's taking you to a night market that reminds you of the place where you met Polypa. A strip mall that lies to the left of many tents and stalls, and a sign above one door reads, Super Topato Imports. As you enter, Tagiri makes a beeline for the counter, which is manned by a greasy-looking Goldblood with pinkish-looking eyes. You, on the other hand, are more interested in the rest of the store. It looks a lot like Tagiri's living room, but bigger. Anime figurines on sale for what looks to be preposterous amounts of money, DVDs, comics lining the shelves, arcade games in the corner. There's even a section of replica swords, for which y'all look far too sharp and legitimately deadly for your liking. Skulking between the shelves is an olive blood guy. You can't quite tell if he works here, or if he's just browsing. You're not sure if any trolls have normal jobs. You're about to ask the olive guy about a particularly interesting DVD when you're distracted by commotion at the counter. You're pretty sure you heard Tagiri snarl something about his rights as a consumer? Looks like trouble is brewing. You turn your head towards the counter and listen in. Stop eating your Taco Bell.
Shit was happening.
Do you really think you can get away with ripping me off like this? Do you know who I am? My blood caste? But teal blood like me has connections, a vast network of like-minded souls at my beck and call, ready to be unsheathed against my hapless foes. The legal force I can bring to bear against you is greater than your puerile mind could ever imagine. A fleet of legislators will descend on you like shadow clones, each armed with the greatest weapon of them all, knowledge. And with our intricate understanding of the Alternian legal code, you will be mired in suits so myriad, so mind-numbing, you will wish for the swift and early death my blade can provide. Or you can offer me an exchange of equal or greater value to my original purchase. Which path will you choose to walk, scum?
You wander closer to the counter, hoping you might be able to help resolve this situation, but instead you blunder right into the olive blood and send its box tumbling from his hands to the ground. A bunch of assorted products spill out as the shopkeeper gasps dramatically. You don't see what the big deal is. Look like some more DVDs and manga. One cover features a troll with a heart-shaped horns and a bright pink sign. Another features some red-blooded douchebag wearing pants way too tall for him. Tagiri picks up one of the mangas and waves in front of the shopkeeper's face.
Care to explain what I'm looking at here?
Hold on. Fuck.
Imperial Dictate Number the 2nd, Section 3.2. The depiction of non-standard hemological attributes is strictly forbidden. Imperial Dictate Number the 7th, Section 5. Material which encourages action against the state is considered contraband of the highest degree.
The olive blood, who's clearly see the situation careening down here like a scuttlebuggy without wheels stops, begins to creep towards the door. You love to do the same, but you can't give up on potential new friendship. It's basically pathological.
To think that my favorite Eastern Alternian hobby shop could stoop so low as to peddle this criminal filth. What a sickening betrayal.
The shopkeeper stammers, offering a litany of muddled explanations that only seem to increase Tagiri further. Tagiri further. He was holding it for a friend. No, wait, it's satire? Tagiri slams a palm down on the counter and his eyes shoot open, revealing dark purple irises with a strange swirl pattern. Oh, fuck off.
Imperial Dictate Number the 61st, Section 2. Satire is especially contraband. You think you can mess with me? I've watched countless hours of legal drama, played and replayed legendary Legislacerator, and memorized every twist. I know the law back and forth. And now it's time for the punishment due. You're fucking dead, kiddo.
As Tagiri leans over the counter, his free hand grips the hilt of his katana and tenses, ready to draw. He's about to straight up execute this guy. Okay, hey, do you want to intervene in this?
No.
And are y'all going to intervene in his justice?
Yeah, sorry for the little interruption.
Okay. It
Just
might be
kind
the... I don't think it's... Wait, is it the Renegon or the Sharingan? Because, like, those are two different things.
Renegon has more of a target pattern. It's rings around the pupil. Unless we're talking about the perfected Renegon, which also has the Tomo in there, but... Because there's obviously a difference between Pain Nagato's Renegon and the one that Sasuke gets and Madara has.
All right, hey, we're not going to intervene. Let them deal with it on their own. You really don't want to get in between the shopkeeper and Tagiri's sword. For all you know, this really does warrant an immediate execution. Who are you to judge? You do, however, squint a little so you don't have to see the full gory detail of the culling. Turns out, it's not nearly as gory as you expected. Tagiri leaps over the counter and swings wildly at the guy, but many of his attacks fail to connect. It's mostly a bunch of bombastic anime-style moves that don't translate well to actual combat. Still, some strikes strike home, drawing a spray of murky gold blood that jolts the shopkeeper out of his petrified fear. He screeches and releases sobbing psionic blast from his eyes, causing Tagiri to stagger. Strobing psionic eyes, causing Tagiri to stagger back, disoriented. The flash of light doesn't seem to have caused any real damage, but it offers a perfect opportunity to flee. By the time your eyes have adjusted, the only thing they can see is the back door swinging widely in his wake. Unsurprisingly, the olive blood is nowhere to be seen as well.
Wildly, not widely. It's okay. I'm helping. I'm trying to help you. You know how it is, right?
No.
Well,
I don't need reading glasses. I can read the words, but the thing. Ah. Tagiri glances down at his katana, stained with the blood of the shopkeeper, and slowly sheaves it. His hand is shaking, claws tapping the hilt restlessly. He turns slowly to you, forcing himself back into his usual stoic posture.
He got lucky, that's all. But he can't hide forever. Let's go. We need to report this to a drone.
He strides out of the shop, leaving you to follow hurriedly behind. What a mess. You hesitantly ask him whether it was really necessary to try and kill that boy for what he did.
Of course it was. The law is absolute. A foreigner like you might not understand. It is not my duty to question the righteousness of my actions. I am but a tool through which the law is enforced. I am the blade that her imperious condescension wields to maintain order in this world of chaos. Just like this drone.
He gestures to one of the big hulking drones that you've grown all too familiar with during your stay here on Alternia. Right now, it looks like it's cleaning up some bronze-colored blood that was splattered on the side of a building. Tagiri approaches and hails it, beginning to explain there's a collector shop he needs to report for rebel activity, but the drone isn't listening to any of that. Oh, you want the... Oh yeah, I forgot to put Wiggly in the bucket. I always forget one thing with all of this. There you go, Wiggly's in the bucket.
Wiggly goes in the filial pail.
But the drone isn't listening to any of that. It slowly turns from him to stare directly at you and raises his weapon to your face. A grating electronic noise issues from its metallic grill. In the immortal words of a wise cartoon dog. Rut-row.
Hold it. This creature is under my protection. It has committed no crime. If you continue this attempt at culling, I will strike back with my katana. And a strongly worded letter to your superiors.
The drone seems supremely annoyed that it can't just get right down to culling a motherfucker, but Tagiri's cast must be just high enough to give it pause. You, the motherfucker in question, are incredibly relieved. That relief quickly fades when the drone produces a palm husk with blurry pictures of you on the screen, and a lot of text beneath, most of it flashing red. That's never a good sign. It looks like a rap sheet? Tagiri reads through it quickly, which is pretty impressive feat considering his eyes are still closed, and his expression darkens the further down he gets.
Wanted under suspicion of meat product theft. Wanted under suspicion or heist of fine art. Accomplice to the assassination of a Violet Blood?
Ooh, you didn't realize that you racked up such a heavy list of crimes. He's already rounding on you with fury radiating off of every inch of his being. It's terrifying. You've seen this guy arguing with a retail clerk. You know what's capable of.
All this time, I thought your soul was open to the way of the samurai. I thought I had met a potential connoisseur of the animated arts. But no. Your blood pusher pumps only lies through your villainous veins. You were just looking for an alibi, a place to bide your time, to hide away from the drones until it was time to indulge once more in your criminal ways.
You tried to defend yourself. You didn't do any of those things. And if you had a perfectly good reason for most of them... Tagiri isn't buying it. He's clutching his katana's hilt so tight, the veins are bulging on his hand.
Silence, coward. The time has come for my blade to strike true. Ha!
He draws his blade in a smooth motion and swipes at you. You just barely manage to sidestep the attack. You dart backwards, stumbling over yourself in your haste to get away, while he swings his katana wildly while making lots of weird grunting noises. Once again, his mouth has been writing a check his sword hand can't cash, but you doubt that the matters when trolls are stronger and faster than you in general, and he's accompanied by a giant murder drone. It's time for you to split, and you better do it lickety. Glancing around, you notice that you're about to cross a bridge with an underpass beneath it. Perfect! Just like an action hero, you can hop right over the edge of the road, duck into an underpass, and find a nice hiding spot. You dash towards a traffic barrier, vault nimbling over it, and oh Jesus piss, this is way higher than you thought it was. You hit the ground hard with a resounding crack, and for a moment your vision goes near blank as a wave of pain sears your nerves. As the pain disorientation begins to fade, you decide it's about time to take stock of your situation. A couple of broken bones, old hat, a troll trying to kill you, not for unfamiliar, drones attacking you, same, and the sun about to rise and scorch you into nothing again. Individually, you've risen to the challenge of just barely handling each of these problems, but all at once, yeah, you think you're just going to call it this one here. Muda.
Useless.
Yeah, Muda.
Mm.
But
It's the one that Palapa kills.
Freezy, it said accomplice.
Yeah. We were accomplice in that. Remember? 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 Do you remember? Do you remember Homestuck? Do you remember what happens in Home? Do you remember what happened 5 streams ago? I guess.
Okay. Try both are good first.
His expression immediately sours, a look you're all too familiar with. If you had a mouse, you'd be frankly scrolling the wheel upwards to roll back time and make a new choice. But you live in the real world, where you have to face the consequences of your god-awful anime opinions.
Have you no conviction? The Anime Club is a sanctuary for those of strong will and finely honed arguments, not a shelter for cowardly pissants. What debate can come from a sycophantic toady such as yourself? How are you going to stimulate my intellect?
You begin to spurter and protest. You're plenty simulating. You've got a pretty long You've got a pretty long list of friends who use stimulated in all kinds of ways, platonic ones mostly, but he's not having any of it.
There are other anime fans in the city. Perhaps their gatherings will be more to your level. Farewell.
Okay, Pathetic.
Pathetic. He actually doesn't mind subs or dubs. He's happy with you either answer. Just don't be the guy who doesn't dedicate to an answer.
Wait.
Perfect.
Oh wait.
You chose subs before, so
Perfect. A fellow connoisseur. Let's continue.
Okay, so it's just the exact same thing.
yeah.
Just damn.
And because it's Alternia and not Earth, our representation for anime connoisseur is someone who likes dubs and not subs. Because it's quote ass backwards, end quote.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
I like that.
The thing the shop. Okay, you know how this is a terrible idea, but you've seriously had it up to here with being being party to the murder of random trolls. Also, hello TK and hello Spencer. You quickly interpose yourself between Tagiri and the Goldblood. Does he really have to kill this guy for what seems to be his first offense? You launch into a passionate spiel about love and friendship and justice, writing the value of forgiveness and second chances really hard. And for good measure, you throw in a little side note about how Tagiri's favorite shop will close down if he kills this dude.
Lord. Silence.
Tagiri shoves you roughly aside and you go careening into a display full of body pillows. You watch, stomach plummeting, as Tagiri turns back to the shopkeeper and slowly draws his sword. But then, at the last second, he reconsiders.
Consider yourself lucky I'm in a good mood. If I catch you selling contraband again, your life will be mine.
I just realized there was an Overwatch thing there.
Yep.
Tagiri strides out of the store, holding a fresh copy of the DVD he wanted to exchange. You give the shopkeeper a vaguely apologetic look and rush out of the store behind him. Whew, that was a close one. You thank Tagiri profusely for listening to your dumb little speech about whatever it was you said. Honestly, you already forgot.
You're clearly new to this planet. I felt pity for your naivete. but I should have just killed him. Death is the legally prescribed punishment for such crimes as his. Actually, it's the legally prescribed punishment for most crimes. I should have separated him from his head.
These were suckers.
But I looked into your pleading eyes, and I saw...
Takiri goes quiet. He would describe the silence as being particularly brooding. There's a lot of silences that speak like that on this planet. Then finally, he speaks.
This isn't my first time. It was just over a sweep ago, I believe. I was patrolling the Hive Batch in search of evildoers when I caught the unmistakable scent of smoke in the air. Upon pursuing the lead, I saw a hive, partially collapsed, partially on fire. My instincts flared, and I rushed in to help the innocent soul who was trapped there. But as I was helping the girl bandage her wounds, it occurred to me that I had made a grievous error in judgment. Trolls below a certain age without a lusus or a proper hive are considered unviable and slated to be culled. By rights, I should have put her out of her misery, the moment I realized my mistake. And yet, I looked into her deep gray eyes, dulled from the pain of loss, and I sheathed my blade. In fact, even though she is hiveless and lucisless, I remain in contact with her to this day, knowing deep down that one day I must cull her. The law demands it. But I haven't yet. I don't know if I could. Why does my conviction waver at times like these?
If he's talking about who you think he's talking about, you're pretty sure he couldn't even kill her even if he tried. But that's not the real point here. The point is he's spilling some real and true and deep emotion with you. This friendship is basically in the bag. Just gotta drop some sweeping vague wisdom that makes him feel better about potentially not being an unthinking cog in the Alternian murder machine. You offer a light suggestion that maybe what is legal and what is just aren't always the same thing. Just a little thought. Maybe he's doing the right thing, overlooking her situation because how obviously fucked up it is to be a homeless orphan. He goes silent for a long time, chewing his bottom lip.
You're naive. Naive, uncultured, unenlightened.
Wow, thanks.
You think the world is simple, like a cartoon for children. But this is Alternia, a land ruled by cold logic where men such as myself must make the hard decisions. It's not easy being dedicated to the code of law. It asks much of us and gives us little in return, but it gives us order. It keeps the beasts at bay. If I were to question it, what then? Would I begin to wonder if it is unjust for a blue blood to command his servants, for imperial drones to cull the infirm, for us to obey the ever-changing whims of the Alternian royalty?
It takes a lot of effort to suppress your, well, yeah. But for the sake of this burgeoning friendship, you allow him to continue his monologue.
Riots in the streets. Troll killing troll even more than usual, I mean. No. I cannot waver. These lands must remain steady and true. Though I feel a pull towards the scorching fangs of the light, I must continue my path and remain in the tender, righteous embrace of the dark. Truth be my blade, intellect my sensei, and justice my only companion on this lonely road.
He goes on like that for quite a while. It starts to muddle together in your head, and you lose count of just how many times he's repeated some screed about justice and truth and being smarter than all the other trolls in the room. It honestly sounds like to you like he's just lonely? You know a whole lot about loneliness and the poor management thereof. Some people throw themselves into a nerdy anime hobby, and others become obsessed with making friends no matter the cost to their mental or physical well-being. Maybe he just needs a couple of good pals to remind him of what it's like to have a heart. But if you try to tell him that, he'd probably just respond with another long and winding monologue, likely stolen from an anime he watched recently. Maybe you should just let him vent.
You have my thanks for lending your ear.
Oh, a compliment brings you out of your reverie. Nothing interrupts the old introspection machine like the opportunity to chug on a succulent ambrosia that is any kind of praise or gratitude. It's no big deal, you tell him. You're a great listener, and that's what friends are for. Has he considered having more friends? Like you, for example? He opens his mouth like he's about to reiterate the whole lone swordsman thing, so you hastily try to change the topic. What's with his eyes? Most trolls you've seen have gray irises, and most who don't follow their typical biological trend of displaying their blood color. Tagiri pauses, his grip tensing on his sword as his fangs dig into his lip. Oh geez, this must be a closely guarded secret. Have you earned enough trust to hear it?
They're contact lenses for cosplay.
Oh, fair enough. Actually, is cosplaying as a different blood caste even legal on this planet? If he's doing it, it probably is, right? You're about to ask when something distracts you. The sight of another troll standing in front of Tagiri's hive, using as shelter from the rising sun. They're pacing back and forth for precise movement, glancing at one of the windows almost like they're plotting to break in.
Back off, Freezy. It's mine.
Huh? No. And when they hear footsteps approaching, they perk up and whirl their head around. Hey, wait a second. You recognize them. Oliver spots you before Tagiri spots her. Her expression is hard and stoic, her eyes glancing between the two of you as she assesses the situation. And then, like she's throwing it on the skies, her face softens and she smiles. Hey, Tags. I was starting to wonder where you were and if an anime night was cancelled. Why are you just... Jesus Christ, Freezy, settle the fuck down. Ulysses is staring at me through the window. I think he just thinks it's funny, watching me stuck outside, roasting to death while you chasing beasts around the hive batch.
Classic Tadashi. Why were you late?
Just busier than usual, than expected, with some work. She shoots you a sharp glance, assembling some new mecha models. You know how it is.
Yes, of course. It's all too easy to get wrapped up in one's hobby.
Anyway, I didn't realize we had a third for once. Not to mention somebody I know.
Nani? You and my new kohai have already met?
She pauses, her eyes darting back and forth between you two once more. She seems to be assessing the situation, wearing a look like an assassin trying to evade capture. You recognize that look, considering she was literally wearing it last time you met.
My skull with her thighs.
We're kinda Moy rails. Whoa, that's absolutely not what you thought you were, but you kinda just nod your head and roll with it. It seems to be what she wants you to do.
Once you...
Oh. Moy rails.
Tagiri's face tightens almost imperceptibly, but you caught it. Nothing gets past your imperceptibility. Imperceptibly. And you caught it. But you caught it. Nothing gets past your honed friendship-making eyes. Well, actually, a lot of things get past them, but not this particular thing. You finally tune to the nuances of social situations, as long as these nuances don't involve making a binary choice on which your social future hinges.
Well, as you know, I'm far too busy studying the blade to pursue quadrants of any sort. A foolish waste of time. Were it not for the laws of this land, I would swear off them entirely.
Are you sure it isn't that you just can't get a date? You don't have to play the mysterious loner, you know. There are other clubs you could join, instead of insisting on running your own. He huffs, looking away. You hear his Lucis barking from behind the window, in a tone that sounds like laughter.
Fools mock that which they cannot understand. And to think I was going to congratulate you on finding love.
Once you finish your spiel about romance being dumb. Polyper gives him a light, friendly whap, which he responds with a smile. You can tell that the exchange is friendly, not only because he's smiling, but because he's still standing.
Enough banter. The harsh glare of the sun begins to crest, and we have Eastern Alternian animation to indulge in. I'll allow you both to spend the day at my hive if needed. There's space.
Oh shit, a slumber party? And with more than one participant even? That's got to be worth extra friend points. You are so in. Shelter from whirling death orb in the sky barely even registers to you as an added bonus. Polypus smiles at as the three of you enter Tagiri's hive. Tagiri covers up all the windows to block out the sun. Wan Wan. The dog said Wan Wan.
Wow, wow.
Yeah, to block out the sun, and then starts up the new copy of his DVD, which thankfully seems to meet his standards this time. You settle in on the couch, basking in the warm glow of friendship, and prepare to lose yourself to hours of beautiful, wonderful animes. Wan Wan. Wan Wan.
Wow, wow. Okay, I need to transfer some liquid into a different cup. Lamel, I apologize. I'm running all over the place tonight.
Yay! Give him to me now. Sorry, Freezy. Yeah, that's that weird Alternian language. I just think it's really funny that they decided to use katakana. Yeah, that was katakana for the dogs barking. It took me back just a second. I'm like, Yes. We'll wait for Lulu to come back. Let me see. Checking my Twitter. Welcome, lack of JoJo reference. Yeah, it did have a lack kind of the big JoJo references. Just generic anime stuff, and also a couple other things. And all going one.
I'm back again.
All right.
Another night, another long, long walk. Despite the blisters, you have started to feel truly optimistic. You've got a lot going for you these days. True, you're still technically a
Bye-bye.
castaway on a hostile planet with absolutely no hope of rescue. But if you're completely honest, Earth was pretty shitty too. Sure, 98% of everyone here is a psychopath who would rip your face off as soon as they look at you. But it's the other 2% that are really going to make it all worth it.
Have a good night, Kate. Malik Adalov? Wait, what? Why does... Oh, no. Well, we'll do Malik.
Yeah,
Wait, did I make sure I grab... Whoops.
Mm-hmm.
I accidentally clicked off the thing. Hopefully this is Malik, and nothing else. You know what? Wait, I'll just go back to the main menu and make sure.
All right, Xavier. Do you wish to be the boy or the girl?
I'm wishing to be the boy for tonight. I just didn't know whether or not it actually clicked on.
That's fine because it looks like the next volume it starts off with me. All right. And maybe you're pushing your luck at this point. A reasonable person might just
Zeva,
hit up one of their
remind
many,
Freezy
many
why
new
he's a big
friends and find a
DJ.
place to crash. But the night is young, so to speak, and you have a good feeling about this particular desolate stretch of road. You're just wondering where you should hide out for the next day, or for the day, when a long car pulls up next to you on the street. You hunch your shoulders and keep walking, hoping they're just here for the scenery. But you are literally the scenery here. So when the back door opens and two trolls lumber toward you, you can't say you're surprised. You are a little surprised when they each grab hold of one of your arms and drag you into the car. Up until now, you've found trolls to be surprisingly chatty. You aren't expecting the assault and ask questions later approach. The car takes off before you have the time to catch your breath. You will never catch that breath. It's blocks behind you now. It's loose. And here you are without your breath, face to face with a troll who's leaning back on his bench seat. Just straight chillin'. The dome light glints off his blue eyes, and what someone less hip than you might describe as way too many piercings. He has them in his ears, nose, and eyebrow. He even has a couple in his horn. His hair is shaved in a daring undercut, and his teeth are sharp.
Hey. Damn. One line.
yourself.
Hey. Hey. Hey, 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 hey. Hey.
Also, I'm switching my narrative style for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be pushing into this slightly posh accent. You'll
Hey.
understand one day.
One day.
Mm-hmm.
Within this stream or in another?
Probably the last one.
Hmm.
Hey,
Hey. Hey, hey. Boom, 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 boom. No, don't tie it, Freezy. I have to pull out the coin. Or I'll just sit
the
back.
coin.
Wait, no, hold on. Let me. If I have to. Well, no. Instead of doing that, I'm just gonna find a fucking coin flip app on like my phone.
Nah, there was no chance of a tie.
Okay, number one.
Hey
Still-
yourself, asshole.
Oop.
Oh, damn. Some of your newfound self-confidence just bubbled out of you like spit up made from an infant. This is gonna go bad fast. Instead of immediately murdering you, he looks you up and down, checking you out in all your ragged glory. He smiles, slow and lazy. He does things to your guts. Friendship things. His smile stretches wider, going slightly lopsided from his piercing. It looks like he likes what he sees, even if what he sees is you being a rude bitch.
Fair. I did just give my boys to drag you off the street. I get that. A little not chill. Sorry about all that.
Wait, back up.
What? Sorry
So-
about all of that. What?
No, back up. So, the equals.
Huh?
I get how that equals a little not chill. He uses
Oh
equals.
my god. Fucking
He
troll
uses
language.
equals to replace words like is that compare to things on an even keel.
Ah.
So if there's two things that are the same, he says.
Oh my
equals instead.
god. Is he gonna do that for greater than or less than or?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I'm Malik.
Malik doesn't look too sorry, but you're distracted by one of his boys who is looking at you through a familiar pair of eyes hidden behind a fold of dark bangs.
Oh, hey, I was wondering if you remembered me.
Remember, you doubt you'll ever forget, even with extensive therapy.
Aw. Yeah, sorry about the cloak and laser bullshit. I couldn't just let anyone get in the fronds on you first. Or get their fronds on first. You know.
Wow, he was looking for you. Like, specifically.
For sure, dude. I've been following you.
Really? You feel like you would have noticed someone like him. He doesn't exactly blend in. Malik holds up his palm husk with the Chitter app open. You recognize your own profile. Your follow account has gone up significantly since the last time you checked.
Right. So everyone is going on about this new Chitter account, alien invasion of one. Figure is a publicity stomp or imperial.
You can also,
propaganda.
if he says figure it equals, you could say figure it's. Just throw in the apostrophe
It's-
and make it happen.
Yeah, or imperial propaganda. Uninteresting, not worth my time. But then I started thinking, what if it's not? If this journally is an invasion, how the hell have they survived this long? The drone should have obliterated a coal bait son of a bitch like you right away. That's literally what I said. They should have taken your hornless head off pedigrees ago. Pedigrees ago. They haven't. Why? Is what I kept asking myself. Then I figured out. I keep asking. Then I figured out how you must be doing it.
Without meaning to, you lean toward him. Have you finally found someone who understands and appreciates just how terrific you are at friendship maneuvers? Who really gets your area of study?
You're a robot.
Oh god damn it, not even close. But he's so obviously and avidly interested in you that, well, you feel a tiny little fib. Or you tell a tiny little fib.
I'm a robot. Hell yeah. Hey, this is kind of crazy. I didn't know you were a robot. For a while. I guess that makes sense though. I mean, you did have a sixth sense for meat and where to find it.
Malik looks intrigued. Actually, I'm dropping the accent. I just realized it's going to conflict with something. It's going to conflict with something I'm going to do. I'm just going to... Don't worry about it.
Don't ignore the accent. A meat tracker.
It's gone now.
That's interesting.
Sure. You hope he doesn't try to test that functionality. You doubt you have another meat miracle in you, but all he does is keep giving you piercing looks in between texting furiously. He then snaps a photo of you. Oh no, he's not going to post that on Chitter. #robot? You can't be a hashtag. Everyone will know you're lying and blow up your cover. Not to mention your mentions.
Don't worry about that. Social media gives me hives. I have a Gorgo alert set for a certain combination of words.
After Zebra's place, you're kind of expecting another lavish palace, but when you get out of the car, you see that Malik isn't indigo, he's cerulean, like Elward and Remele and that one girl who kept boys in cages. Also, you're starting to think people's hives have more to do with taste than caste. Amicia had a homely little art studio, and Tagora had all those faces and shit. Before he leads you inside the apartment building, Malik turns to Diamond and the other Lowblood and starts messing around on his palm husk again.
Nice job, guys. I'm rerouting a Scythian drone shipment as we speak. Treya, I'm sending you those DVDs you wanted. They'll be at your hive when you arrive.
The Bronze Blood ruffian bows to Malik. He looks a little uncomfortable and pats him awkwardly on the arm.
And Damon, I'll send your shit to, that shrub you live in. Thanks, man. You know, my offer still stands. I've got a couple extra coops if you get sick of living rough.
Diamond shrugs.
Thanks, but I can't be tied down. Nice to see you again.
He's really, dedicated. You and Malik ride the elevator all the way to the top of the hive stem, and he leads you into a surprisingly tasteful loft apartment.
Bitch, you live like this?
Lamau.
Come on, my shit is upstairs.
Isn't the whole apartment his shit?
Yeah, technically. Let's just go upstairs, though.
He brings you to a higher level that has a Recuperacune shoved against one wall and a couch shoved against the other. They are both afterthoughts to just an ungodly amount of computer shit. Right when you got here, you probably wouldn't have been able to tell that's what it was, but now you're used to Alternia's weird bug tech. Squishy and organic and most certainly alive, at least in the way that plants are alive, though a couple wires in here are almost definitely slithering. Malik sits down in front of one of his screens and wakes up with a fragile swipe of his claws. He gestures you lazily into one of several office chairs. It squeaks as you sit down and sinks a little under your weight. He proceeds to ignore you as he slides a little pair of thin-framed glasses onto his nose, typing a list of commands into a text box. Then he pushes himself across to another screen with an alert flashing in one corner. You know what this is all adding up to.
Come on, game. Come on. Come on. Gidley, how do y'all miss that part?
What happened?
No, I mean how the text is aligned. Because it
Oh.
just goes through the text box.
Yeah. He's an IT guy.
No, I prefer to be called. Oh. Shit.
Wait, hold on a second. I have to reset something. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
I have this joke where I do when someone calls me a hacker and I say, I prefer the term information specialist. But now that's ruined.
Oh shit. Hacker was totally your next guess. You can do it again.
Nah, moment's gone. No worries.
So he's a hacker. That's pretty cool and subversive. You wonder if he's part of Tizius' secret anti-government movement. You almost ask, then stop yourself at the last second. Whatever Tizius' anarchist leanings are, you aren't going to blab them to this rando cerulean. As much as you love to meet new friends, you really aren't about to throw one under the scuttlebuggy for no reason.
Yeah, not a lot of blues get down on this sort of thing. Gold Blood's a batter with tech. They got that little battery noise. You know how it goes.
Living battery noise.
Living battery.
Because they're like living batteries.
Battery.
All the Gold Bloods you've met have been, well, Azaya did have that scouter thing, and Kupram hacked a phone or something. Whatever, it was a while ago. Zabid mostly just liked fanfic.
Interesting. You'd think it would have programmed you with cultural stereotypes.
Huh? Oh, right, you're a robot. You wonder how a robot is supposed to act. You sit up straighter and think about circuit boards. Malik messes around some more in his computer, frowns. Then he frowns some more. Then he reaches down and picks up one of the thick purple wires from the mess on the ground. He pauses. Apparently he isn't sure where to stick it. He glances down and you cross your legs before he can pull your dress up and start searching for external ports because, nope, not happening, dude.
You don't have any network connections, so I gotta use an Ethernet. Don't be lame.
You aren't trying to be lame, you just don't want things in orifices. Eventually you compromise and tell him to stick it under your armpit like you're a baby having your temperature taken.
Oh no!
You watch him tap away at his screen, marveling at the ludicrous choices you've made in your life that have led you to a troll sticking a wire under your armpit because he can't find your Wi-Fi signal. You sit there as his brow furrows further, and his frown gets more pronounced. His annoyance bounces him out of his laid-back, cool guy attitude. A blinking purple light flashes on his piercings.
Fuck, maybe tech isn't compatible. Well, my tech isn't compatible.
One of the wires is coming toward you, and for a second, you think you finally found a piece of technology that is actually alive. But then you see a little flicker of movement at the end of it and realize that it's a white snake with beady, intelligent eyes. Ah, a Lucis.
Don't be scared. He won't hurt you. He's just checking everything out.
Of course not. Why would you be afraid of a giant snake winding up your legs? Everybody is really about your legs. You need to get a pair of pants. Is the snake checking you for artificial parts? Are snakes particularly sensitive to technology? Is it because they're long?
Weird. This is a radical situation, and I have no idea what to make of you, dude.
You feel like such a dickhead. Can you really continue to live this lie?
Alright, hey, do we want to live the lie?
Live the lie or come out truthfully? We be honest, or are we gonna continue to be a dickbag? The lie must continue, huh? Just asking. Well, make sure you vote.
Remember, the democratic process needs you to participate in it. Bum, bum, ba-bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Do, 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 do.
So, how's life?
I spent today cooking chicken fried rice and
Oh,
playing
cool.
Monster
I spent
Hunter.
today ignoring my basic essential needs and breeding kobolds.
Damn it.
It is ridiculously addictive. I don't I don't know how to explain it, and I keep learning shit. I keep learning shit about how the game operates.
I figured out a way that I might be able. Well, no, because I'm kind of getting a little bit low on cash, and I still need to make sure I have like $15 ready to go for New Year's Eve in case the shit doesn't, you know, hit the fan. Oh, we're going to be truthful. In case the sword of Damocles does not drop on my head. I'm not a robot.
You brace yourself. In your experience, dealing with the fallout of your deceptions is never pleasant. You expect him to throw you out, or at least get a snake to the face. Instead, Malik just sags back into his desk chair, which settles into a depressed little squeal. He takes his glasses off and drops them onto his desk, palming at his eyes. It strikes you how exhausted he looks. You thought the dark smudges were eyeliner, but they might be eyeliner and despair. You wonder if this is the time to start apologizing. You're getting really good at apologies.
It's chill. I was the one who grabbed you off the street. You're probably scared of what I'd do to you if you weren't what I hoped you were.
Well, more like you were worried about the friend opportunity that would swirl down the drain. But yeah, okay. You're also a little scared. You still are. It's a total body-encompassing fear that is always buzzing in the background of everything you do on Alternia. So subliminal that sometimes you wonder if it's the total opposite, the complete absence of fear.
That is deep, man. In retrospect, it's pretty fucking stupid to assume a robot's gonna solve my problems.
Very true. In your experience, or your limited experience, mo robots, mo problems.
Yeah, it was just something new, you know? Something I haven't tried yet.
What is it exactly that he's trying so hard to do? He seems to be pretty well off, what with hacking drones and shit like that. Malik laughs.
Yeah, hacking drones. That's all just bullshit.
As Lucis curls around his ankle affectionately, you give him a little nudge, or he gives him a little nudge. His palm husk rings and he pulls it out of his pocket and just looks at it for a couple seconds.
I can't deal with this right now. Come on.
He heads down to the lower floor, waiting at the bottom of the steps to see if you're following. You are, albeit nervously. You're having a hard time reading Malik. Maybe it's all the piercings. It gets worse when he calls the elevator and then stands back.
After you.
You expect swinging blades to come at you, but they don't. You expect Malik to attack, but he doesn't. Just slumps moodily back against the elevator wall and closes his eyes. His palm husk rings again and his jaw tenses. The elevator goes past the lobby, then it goes past the basement, and the sub-basement. Fuck, what's the sub of a sub-basement?
Dude, what?
The sub-basement is just a square dungeon-like space, damp trickling down the walls. Your stomach crumples and your heart bounces up into your throat. Oh no. Is this Malik's cerulean murder dungeon? A phantom pain presses against your rib and arm. But Malik just leads you through a gap in the wall that you initially took for a shadow. It opens into a tunnel with rough stone walls and dirt-covered floor. It's clearly man-made, or troll-made. The air grows damper and the sound of rushing water gets closer and closer. You emerge from the tunnel and find yourself on the bank of a wide underground river. Malik sits down on the edge of the overlook.
Sit down. Sorry, this is not as comfortable as the loft.
Oh man, Malik brought you to his special place.
I don't know if I call it special, but it is a place I come a lot. Read the lines.
You sit down next to him. You get how this could be pretty zen, just watching the dark water flow by. The walls glow with an eerie bioluminescence, digging craters beneath Malik's tired eyes.
Hello, Gira. Also,
He pulls his phone out and shows you the screen.
No hus signal. This is the only place I can really unplug. Kind of relaxing, you know?
Oh yeah, you imagine the demands of being an important information specialist could really put a dent in your chill.
Heh, yeah.
You sit there with a rock digging into your ass and allow yourself to appreciate just how deep this gesture of trust really is. Even after you lied to him, he wants to tell you his life story. Fuck, you love life stories. You ask him exactly what he wants with your non-existent robot laurels. He said something about reprogramming drones, didn't he? Could he be a part of La Resistance?
What? Oh, you mean all those low blood stuff, right? Nah. What's
Low
even the
blood
point?
rights stuff.
Yeah. What even is the point? That's a great way to get cold.
But he helped Diamond and that other guy.
Yeah, but they're cool. I was paying them for services rendered. Roughing you up.
He nudges you with his elbow.
So far, all I've been able to do is reroute delivery drones. Just some weak sauce shit like that. That is a pretty pathetic way to fuck up the system.
You aren't sure you get what he's about. Why care about fucking up the system if you don't want revolution?
I guess I wouldn't mind revolution. Alternative's alright. Well, for me it's alright. Not for everybody. I'm not so fucking myopic to think that I don't have it better than a lot of trolls. I'm not one of those blood spiders who wank off about the sanctity of blood. How low bloods deserve what they get. They don't. It blows. I don't blame them for feeling bad or whatever. I just gotta worry about myself. That is all I got energy for.
Well, he does seem to be doing pretty okay. Like, he has that sweet pad.
Yeah, right, yeah. For half a sweep, maybe. Then it's all gone, everything I worked for, and I'm up in motherfucking space.
Right, the space war. Sounds like a huge drag.
Yeah, dude.
He tosses a rock into the water below.
But that's the plan, alright? If I own the drones, I own the home system. I own the heiress. They'll all be playing my game, with my rules.
His eyes glint in the semi-darkness, and so does the little hint of fang when he smiles. His piercings light up like tiny points of fire. You tell him that sure sounds like revolution talk to you. Also, possibly villain talk. He grins like you're flattering him.
Right. Mime sweeps away from that, and other hackers won't. I work alone. I'm not a fucking psionic. I can't use mine, honey. It won't kill me the way it would the Rusty, but I definitely get the runs. I don't have sweeps. I have months, maybe pedigrees.
You ask him if he thinks things are going to be really bad for him up there in space.
Like I said, I'm not a psychic, so no one is going to turn me into a battery. They'll make me a fucking soldier or a spy.
What about his hacker skills?
Oh yeah, check out all my illegal activities. Please give me a good excitement. Hell no.
Yeah, he couldn't really put that on his resume.
If I was a high blood, I can get away with it probably. Well, they'd think it was cute if I was a low blood. But mid-cast, like, no way. Fuck, there's gotta be something.
He pulls out his palm husk and starts frantically typing or tapping away. Wait, you thought he didn't have any signal down here?
Yeah, but I got a Wi-Fi hotspot. What am I, some kind of fucking Luddite?
He gestures to one of his earrings. You aren't sure if he means his jewelry is the Wi-Fi hotspot or if that's a troll gesture for you were an idiot. Hey buddy, you said you were going to unplug. That's important to your mental health, isn't it? Getting off the internet once in a while? You can't really speak for yourself since you've only recently become an internet celeb. Malik waves you away. You make a grab for his palm husk. You aren't honestly sure why. Maybe you're trying to be flirty or playful or some shit, because everybody knows there's nothing more flirty and playful than stealing people's stuff. Bitches love that. You manage to snatch it away, but your floppy fingers fumble and you lose your grip. Thank you. Wonderful. Malik's phone sails over the edge of the bank and into the dark waters below. That splash is the sound of your doom. Malik stares at the water, then he stares at you. His mouth moves soundlessly.
Yeah. Threw my tech in the water.
Malik puts his hand on your shoulder. Somehow, against all possible odds, he's still gonna be chill. Wow, what a guy. You hit the water before you know what's happening. It isn't freezing, but it sure as hell isn't balmy either. The current grabs you and tugs you under. Your knees and elbows scrape rocks and your dress tangles around your legs, makes it hard for you to kick back towards the surface. The water is so dark you don't even know where the surface is. Just when you're making peace with the fact that your grave is going to be a watery one, something grabs you from behind and hauls you upward. You gasp for air. You gasp down air, choking in more water than anything else. Two strong hands push you up onto the bank, then begin smacking you in the back. You don't think it'll help you cough up any water, but you do think it's gonna bruise.
My bad, dude. That was a reflex. You threw my shit in the water, so I threw yours. Are you okay?
You hack up one more gasp of water and give Malik a thumbs up. He's as wet as you are, hair slicked back off his forehead. It makes his eyes look huge and impossibly blue. He'd jumped in to save your clumsy ass. His shirt is gone, and hey, now you know the location of 2 more of his piercings. You apologize for grabbing his phone. In retrospect, you should not have tried to be cute at the edge of a river.
Yeah, you don't have to try. I mean, fuck.
Malik flushes.
Right, you just looked like a drowned squeak beast.
No.
Sorry.
Right now, you just look like...
Right now, you just look like a drowned squeak beast. Sorry, I ruined your rumpus robe. I'll lend you something.
Cool. You're kind of over this dress anyway.
Hey,
Malik twists his claws together.
you aren't gonna tell people what I said earlier. I'm not afraid to go off planet. I just, you know.
This time you do know. You tell him his secret is safe with him, and if you find any actual robots in your travel, you'll send them his way.
Thanks. Here.
He helps you to your feet. Damn, it's cold down here.
I'll get you something when we get back upstairs. As long as you don't mind wearing my sign.
You can't think of anything you'd like more, honestly.
Yay,
Also,
friendship.
Notice the marks on his abdomen.
Uh,
Go back a bit.
Well, I mean, they're here kind of as well.
Well, yeah, but go back real quick, and then one of these buttons hides the UI.
Something. No, that's not it. Is it this one? No, that's the other thing.
You can always
That's
check
save.
options, I think.
It was some button. Oh wait, I think I remembered. It was no F was fucking. It was F, right? No, that's full screen. Boom. Okay, advances dialogue error key is H. There we go.
So these marks on his abdomen, every troll has them. Those are vestigials. That's from when they're when they're grubs.
Oh,
Now
that's from
Froggy's
the
shirt
legs
give
fall off.
BLZ.
it's like a
And
belly
these.
button, but
Yeah.
with the thing. And it
Yeah.
turns up. Congrats, Video Synth. You've taught the dog to poop out.
And also no nipples.
Yeah, I mean, why would they?
Exactly. They don't nurse.
They don't need to nurse. That's why they don't need to have nipples.
So
Like
now we
me.
do the bad ends of that one real quick.
No, we gotta go back. We gotta go do bad endings. Crazy. Hey.
You murmur a hello while trying not to meet those alarming blue eyes, because although you've amassed quite a cache of high blood hoes, you know that what blue typically means for you. Yikes o'clock. You don't love the idea of throwing yourself out of a moving vehicle, but you also don't love being stuck inside one with a high blood. Past evidence has shown that although wild acts of foolhardy daring end in pain and embarrassment, you have not actually been killed yet. If you didn't die then, you probably won't die now. That is 100% how probability works. You open the door, and before the troll or his ruffians have a chance to protest, you ollie out of there. You were right. You don't die, but it sucks.
Boink.
Sweet plant.
Hey yourself, and then I'm a robot.
Now, tell him you are a special kind of robot his instruments can't detect. You're in this to win. You're riding it out till the end. You tell him that you are actually the latest model of spy bot from your alien government. You are so advanced that you are indistinguishable from the real thing. Seriously, you aren't supposed to tell anyone, but you're telling him since he's so rad. This is terrible. You just promised yourself the other day that you'd stop lying to make yourself look good. Or in this case, make yourself look like a robot. Because he's never going to buy it.
I knew it. There's no other explanation. Fascinating.
He leans in close enough that you almost trip backwards off your chair. He catches your arm. He's surprisingly strong for such a skinny nerd, though you really shouldn't be surprised anymore. Size doesn't correlate to strength with trolls, necessarily. His skin is chilly, and his nails press dense into the skin of your arm. It hurts, but not enough to shake him off. He's looking at you so seriously. What, does he think your eyes are USB ports? You apologize that your robot specs are not the right ones. Malik breaks out of his trance and lets go of your arm.
Are you kidding? What am I, some sort of script wriggler? This rules. I'm gonna be the first to crack you.
Yikes. You half expect him to take out some sort of torture screwdriver and start prying you open. Instead, he gives you another one of those unreasonably flirty smiles.
When I'm done with you, I'm gonna own your entire system.
Whoa.
I'm hungry. Are you hungry?
With that, he takes off down the steps, jumping the last few and vanishing down into the kitchen. You are left there blinking at his afterimage. It sounded like he was hitting on you back there, but then he just pranced down the stairs like a bejeweled antelope. You creep down to the kitchen to find him pulling things out of cabinets, opening the fridge with his toes and slamming it shut with a hard kick so that all the stuff on top rattles. His palm husk rings and he pulls it out of his pocket, answering it and spitting a bunch of jargon at the person on the other end. He does all this while rooting around in a drawer of cutlery, talking loud enough to be heard over the rattling. All you know about hacking is that it's usually done by a bunch of greasy dudes with glasses and Dorito dust on their fingers. Usually there's a girl and she's hot. You aren't sure which trope Malik is yet, possibly a combination of all of them. While he yells at somebody over the phone about blockchain, you take the time to wonder, rather sheepishly, how many other piercings he has on what parts of his body.
I haven't tried fucking with robots yet, really. So far, I've only reprogrammed drones remotely.
You realize belatedly that he's no longer on the phone and is instead talking to you. Oh right, he mentioned something about that earlier with Diamond, hacking into drones to reroute their delivery routes.
Yeah, rerouting is easy. I got almost all my gear that way. All the good stuff is reserved for blues.
Wait, isn't Malik a blue? He laughs and puts a pan on the stove.
Yes, sure, Cerulean is blue, but barely. Every indigo you meet is going to make sure you know it.
You want to ask him if you can help him with anything, but you barely know how to cook when you're on your own planet. He pauses with 2 eggs above a mixing bowl.
Hey, you're like Cluck Beast embryos.
What now? He cracks the eggs. The yolks are purple and runny. Your stomach squirms uncomfortably.
Oh, my bad. Can you even eat?
What? Oh yeah, robot. Of course you can eat. It wouldn't be a very clever disguise if you couldn't eat, right? Although now that he mentions it, you really haven't been eating as much as you did on Earth. The meals you've had have been few and far between, but you aren't even that hungry. Weird. Oh god, what if you are a robot? Plot twist. Malik is not privy to your existential crisis and therefore keeps cracking eggs. Cluck beast embryos. God, troll words are so ridiculous.
Not really. No language is inherently any more ridiculous than the other, subjectively. They should really have programmed that in when they taught you to read Alternian.
What? Nobody taught you how to read.
Your own chitter. All your chirps are Alternian. Let me see your palm husk.
He holds out a hand for your phone. His nails are painted a shimmery black, and he has one of those thick rings that could double as a brass knuckle. You tell him that you figured you had just had the palm husk on the Earth setting, but of course that makes no sense. Nobody here knows about Earth, or about English for that matter. You're pretty sure it's not even the most commonly spoken Earth language.
Nope, no translation software running. This is good old-fashioned Alternian. Well, not old-fashioned, it's contemporary. That's an idiom. See, if you weren't a robot, this would be all really weird. Well, it's already kind of weird that you're a robot. But your Alternian is perfect.
You want to tell him that your Alternian is in no way perfect. You have literally no idea what is going on. But before you can get the words out, a terrific crash comes from somewhere above you. Malik drops your palm husk into the bowl of cluck beast embryos. Dang.
Fuck! Drones!
Shit, you don't need this right now. You, a fake robot, have no chance against a real robot. With lasers. Even worse, Malik rounds on you, lips drawn back from his teeth.
You! This is your fucking fault! They must have tracked you here. No other way they could have found this place. I'm off the grid!
You try to point out to Malik that maybe the drones are mad about all the hacking business, but he isn't listening to you. He's shoving his palm husk into his pocket and making a leap for the kitchen window. Fuck, can you survive a 10-story drop? You aren't sure. One thing's for sure though, you can't.
Wait, am I gonna get my phone back? We're gonna get our phone back? Alright, next character.
Yeah, I realized that me narrating with a slightly posh accent was going to clash with this next character who, or no, sorry, the first one of the next volume.
Ah.
Because I give him a slightly posh accent too.
You've had such good luck making friends lately that you feel almost popular. But at the same time, you feel a strange sense of loneliness that new friendship doesn't seem to penetrate. Maybe being the only one of your species light years away from home is starting to catch up with you. Or maybe you're starting to understand why popular kids in movies sometimes seem sad, or so sad. A number of trolls now like you, but do any of them truly know you? What you wouldn't give to hang out with someone you have a real history with. Someone whom you don't have to do the introductory dance of, yes, I'm clearly an alien. No, I don't know what is going on. Someone with whom you could reminisce about old times. Someone you've hung out with more than once. Right now, you're on the outskirts of town, and the rocky outcrops surrounding you are familiar. You're pretty sure that the entrance to the brooding caverns is around here somewhere. Your heart beats a little faster. Bronny lives close to here. And talk about history. You two know each other deeply from hanging out once and then seeing her again in her ex-mate Sprit's hive. Plus, you have a phone now. You have the power to text first. You get out the phone Connell gave you. Look at you go, reading an alien language and operating alien technology just fine. Does it make sense that you've learned how to read a new alphabet in weeks without anyone teaching you? Not really, but maybe your struggles with Spanish class in high school was just a fluke, and you've been secret linguistic genius this whole time. Branya texts you back immediately and gives you directions for how to meet her in the caves. You head down, but before the Jade Blood Hive is in sight, a troll emerges from the shadows. At first you think it's Branya, but you freeze mid-wave when the new troll steps in the light. Branya doesn't wear glasses, and she's never glared at you like that.
It's you. I remember you. You were down here a few weeks ago, bothering Branya and distracting her when we almost had a Lussus stampede?
Ouch. Is that really how Branya has described your adventures together? Maybe it's silly for something that small to hurt your feelings when another recent friend nearly got you killed in Clown Church, but you like to think that you and Branya formed a real connection. She never made you feel like you were bothering her.
A real connection? Is that why you think you can just come down here and text her?
Holy shit! Is Lanera reading Branya's messages? Wait.
Wait.
Oh, hold on. Wait, did we learn who she was beforehand?
Who?
Lanera.
Maybe not.
It's like I'm taking that step back of we're getting to the point where the narrator is saying their names before they introduce themselves, and I'm trying to remember whether or not she's been introduced at any point in time. Hey Bruce, just want to
the other question is, has reader perhaps been introduced off screen, or is this potentially part of that issue that I've been
alluding
gently
to
prodding at over and over?
Yeah, hopefully your power doesn't go well, hopefully my power doesn't go off. Like that wind stuff is supposed to come through in the middle of the night. It should be fine. Arctic blasts that cause the temperature to dive below freezing for the next 3 days while I live in Georgia. That is in December, of all places. Ooh. Is Lanera reading Branya's messages? Does Branya know she's been doing that?
That's none of your business. Branya and I are best friends. I'm just looking out for her. She has a lot of Jade Blood responsibilities and doesn't need anyone shifty coming in to disrupt her.
You have to wonder if Branya would agree with this statement made on her behalf. And you sure would like to see her in person and confirm for yourself.
Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you? Why don't you tell me what is the nature of your relationship? Why should I allow you to hang out with her? As your text message so boldly suggested.
Bluffing has saved your ass in some bleak situations before, but you could also go on the offensive here.
I just do not have a good voice for this one.
Yeah. You're concerned about Branya's privacy now, and as for her friend, maybe you shouldn't just look the other way.
Yes. Make wild claims about your friendship with Branya to save yourself.
Lie?
How dare she friend block us?
Man. Do.
Yeah, was that? Uh-oh.
Didn't say which. Oh yeah, I've mentioned what state I've lived in multiple times. Like, Georgia is still a pretty decently sized state. There's still like thousands of square miles of what is Georgia. I mean, I'm not very...
Yes.
Yeah, I did. Nah, I won't complete that. God damn it. Okay, you know what? I did while doing this stupid poll, download the coin flip.
Well,
so,
I pulled up heads.
Oh, you pulled up heads? Okay. So what was heads supposed to be?
I mean, heads would obviously be the first option, and tails would obviously be the second.
All right. You and Branya go way back. If Lanera is familiar with your history, it might be because your friendship with Branya predates hers. And actually, part of the why you texted her today was because your close friendship has recently been getting a little red, you could say. Branya needed someone to step in and fill a hole in her blood pusher left by Elward, after all. Considering the changing nature of your relationship, Bronya has been ever more protective of you than usual lately. Lanera doesn't seem impressed by your astute cultural knowledge. What? Oh, I thought I saw something else. Nor does she look intimidated. Her glasses reflect opaque in the murky cavern light as she takes a step closer. Her claws, you've just noticed, are very sharp.
Bronya is very protective of those she pities. You've got that much right. If you're telling the truth. And I don't know that you are. Maybe she would want to protect you. If she knew that you were here.
Oh fuck, you fucked up. If Lanera incepted Bronya's phone, then Bronya has no idea you reached out, and you can be disposed of with none the wiser.
Oh no. Look what you made me do.
You had no idea someone in the skirt that long could move so fast. Oh no. Oh no. I live in North Alberta. You don't know shit about white open space. True. I'm not sitting back and saying that it's huge because, oh god, the provinces in Canada are fucking massive. What I'm saying is, it ain't like Rhode Island. If I stated I lived in Rhode Island, people can easily track me down. If I stated the county that I lived in, that would 100% put me in doxing range, which is why I don't talk about my ISP, because it's within it only serves 3 counties, period. What right does Lanera have to creep on Bronya's phone? You pop up with all the self-righteousness you can muster. The nature of your relationship with Bronya is between you and Bronya, and you're not doing anything suspicious by wanting to see your friend. In fact, it seems a lot more suspicious that Lanera is trying to intercept anyone who messages Bronya. What possible reason could she have to justify that?
Well, I never. As I said before, I am Bronya's best friend. I take our relationship, my responsibilities as a friend, very seriously.
You press the issue, narrowing your eyes and crossing your arms over your chest. Her
Changing my voice for her to something more comfortable.
Her responsibilities as a friend, huh? Sounds kind of fishy.
Fishy? Are you serious right now? Are you really coming down here making fish puns like some kind of sea dweller? That is so suspicious. Who knows what Bronya decided to... Who knows what Bronya decided to show you when you tricked her into trusting you? Not that we have anything to hide, but who knows? If you're at all associated with sea dwellers, then we have a pretty big problem on our hands, don't we?
You've heard of sea dwellers by now, but none of your friends have talked about them much. Mostly you gather that they dwell in the sea. You don't know why it would be extra bad for you to be one of them, but it's clear you need to backpedal. Before you can try to disown your choice of fish-related phrasing, Lanera advances on you.
Obviously, I can't tell you or let you talk to Bronya now. You are way too suspicious. I think you and I should have a private conversation instead.
At least your life is uneventful when you're unconscious. When you come to, you're sitting on a chair with your wrists tied. As your eyes adjust to the darkness, you realize that you're in a smaller cave than the big open caverns that led to the Jade Blood Hive. A light switches on and you can see the cave walls are lined with bookshelves, and there's a desk in the corner. There are books and notebooks and bulletin boards with what look like outlines and study guides pinned to them. Is that my own blood? That looks like my own blood. And in front of you is Lanera, holding a knife.
Oh, good. You're awake. This is my study cave. In the Jade Blood Hive, it's harder to concentrate because people break the rules and I get irritated. So I come here to do homework. That's all. Just homework.
When you take a second to look around the bulletin boards, you see a lot of what Lanera has pinned up are pictures of Bronya. There are a few pictures of Lanera and Bronya together, but it's mostly just Bronya by herself, and even a couple of blurry photos of Bronya and Elward.
What are you looking at? There's nothing to see here.
She brandishes the knife in your face, and okay, yeah, and sure, now she and her giant knife have you at full attention, and you're not looking at a creepy Bronya shrine anymore.
I thought you were here, or I brought you here because your messages to Bronya were highly suspicious. I don't know you, and I don't trust you. You could be trying to see Bronya for nefarious purposes. So I brought you here to vet you. Now we can talk about what your real intentions are.
So, you're definitely going to die in this cave, held captive by an unhinged J-Blood who was convinced of your guilt from the moment you dared to text her best friend. That kind of sucks. You tried so hard and you got so far, but in the end, it didn't even matter.
Oh, come on. Stop playing the victim. If anyone is the victim here, it's me. I try so hard to be there for Bronya as her best friend, but she doesn't even...
Lanera stops abruptly. You see her lower lip start to tremble before she turns her face away from you. The sharp tip of the knife pointed at your throat droops a bit. Its dejected swing takes us dangerously close to your navel, and you try to subtly lean backwards in your chair. Lanera interprets the noise as distress that escapes your mouth as a noise of sympathy.
It's fine, though. Really, it's fine. Our friendship is great. I wouldn't change anything about it. It's fine as long as she doesn't have any other friends. Because I'm her best friend. I should be the only one she needs.
Lanera's knife is now completely lowered, pointing at the floor. That gives you some hope. She seems to have forgotten about her Sea-Dweller suspicions. Maybe if you can keep her talking about Bronya, the whole stabbing notion can be taken off the table, and she might even let you go. You rack your brain for all the knowledge of Eternian relationship dynamics that you've managed to compile during your time on this planet. Best friends? They have a special word for that, right? You tell Lanera that you're sure Bronya doesn't need anyone else. If she and Bronya are Morales, then Lanera must be very special to her.
What? I never said we were Moirails. That's not even the quadrant that I want her in. I mean... Ow. Never mind that. How dare you make assumptions?
Hello, knife point again. Ah, shit. All you meant to say was that you thought a relationship with Bronya was probably fine. You figured they must be in a quadrant together because you're a clueless alien. You're bad.
I get why you would think that. It's probably so obvious that my feelings for her are very red.
Lanera hangs her head and her shoulders shake. Tears roll down her cheeks, dripping onto the crisp shirt collar and the knot on her jade green tie.
I know I don't have a chance. She doesn't think of me that way. I'm her loyal friend and second in command. That's all I will ever be, no matter what. And I try to do a really good job at being her best friend. Because what else can I do? If I'm her best friend, then at least I'm still in her life. At least I mean something to her.
Maybe it's the fact that Lanera's knife hasn't come close to any of your major arteries for a hot minute. Or maybe it's the tears. Either way, you feel sympathy encroaching on the monopoly that abject terror had previously maintained in your brain's economy. You acted as a verbal sounding board or a sympathetic ear for some of your other troll friends while they dealt with crises of various natures.
Various kinds.
Yeah, various kinds. Slipping into the role of a therapist for someone who's holding you hostage at knife point is a new one for you, but unfortunately it's not that much of a stretch. It seems like young trolls on Alternia have to deal with these very heavy life issues by themselves, feeling so alone that they're willing to turn to an alien stranger to help them work things out. Then again, maybe life is that grim and isolating for human teenagers too, and you just never noticed before. Maybe everyone's too mired in their own shit to look up and realize that the moon beast's fecal matter is waist high for everyone around them too. You clear your throat and speak with as much consoling gentleness as you can muster while your head is still throbs from when Lanera knocked you out. It seems like trying to be Bronya's best friend isn't making Lunaria very happy.
Of course it isn't making me happy. I can't keep her from having other friends no matter how hard I try. And she's amazing. So of course everyone wants to be her friend. Including you, apparently.
You barely even had a chance to miss that knife before it's waving around again. Yikes! Your friendship with Bronya is nothing like a relationship with Lunera. You don't count as any competition. Bronya is one of many friends to you, and while you cherish her and support her endeavors, you appreciate the joy and fulfillment that come from having many different friends instead of depending on a single person to meet all of your emotional needs.
Sounds fake. Why would I ever want any friends besides Bronya? She is my whole world.
Okay, but it seems like it's painful for Lunera to be relying on Bronya to be a whole world when Bronya isn't doing the same in return. Has Lunera ever talked to Bronya about any of this?
No. Never. I'm terrified to tell her how I feel. Being her best friend feels awful. But losing her would be so much worse. I can't take that risk.
But if Lunera never talks to Bronya about her feelings, she'll always be unhappy because she wants more. Even if she thinks that it's unlikely that Bronya feels the same way, maybe open communication with her friend can help Lunera process her feelings and move on. You know, Lunera has a big heart, blood pusher, and many fine qualities, and she doesn't deserve to be stuck in this unhappy, unrequited relationship purgatory forever.
Wow. Do you really think I have fine qualities?
You try very hard not to think about the glint in that knife. Sure, Lunera has positive qualities. She seems loyal and well organized and studious and caring. Some troll out there is going to want the same kind of closeness from her that Lunera is looking for, and she owes it to herself to take action that could lead to happiness instead of being stuck in a sad situation forever.
I don't know. Maybe you're right or maybe you're wrong. But I don't want to move on. Even if I know I should. I want to be with Bronya forever.
Lunera crumples to the ground, dropping the knife and sobbing into her hands. It's hard to watch someone in this much distress and not want to help them, but on the other hand, her misery has distracted her, and this might be the only chance to try and escape.
Well, I know what Freezy is going to vote, but I'm going to aggressively vote against that.
Escape? Oh. God.
So Freezy better have more channel points than me.
I mean, it depends upon whether or not you're willing to duke it out.
Oh, I am. I am duking it out.
Oh God, y'all are duking it out.
And I have the lead.
It's getting closer. He's gaining.
Not for long.
81-64, 87-74, 92-84, 99-94. Oh, 105-104. Oh, 112-113. See, 119-121. Oh, 125-132. You open your mouth too soon. 134-153. And
Twitch kept telling me something went wrong.
Mama Luna donated 1,290 channel points and lost. We are doing the attempted escape. You look around to see if there's anything within reach that you can use to free your bounded hands. On the desk, a few feet away, you spot a spiral-bound notebook with a nasty-looking edge on its binding. You scoot your chair over, doing your best not to make any noise, but Lunera is too busy wailing to notice regardless. You get a hold of the notebook and saw through the rope on your wrists.
Joke's on you, Freezy. I made you waste points.
It was so hard to watch her and Elward together. Elward doesn't deserve her. She was so mean. I know she's a cerulean, but I swear, if she shows her face in the caverns again, I will go straight for her primary spurt artery.
It's a good reminder that Lanera is dangerous. You saw it faster. And success! Your hands are now untied. Lanera's back is turned to you while she gets up from the floor. You take a quick look at the notebook in your hands. It seems to be a carefully annotated and organized scrapbook/diary, chronicling Lanera's friendship with Branya. On the one hand, it's a bit creepy in the context of how you're still held hostage by the person who made this, but on the other hand, it does pull at your heartstrings. But you kept a firm grip on these heartstrings because you still got to get out of here. When Lanera turns back to face you, you leap from your chair, brandishing the scrapbook in front of you like a shield. If she comes any closer with that knife, you can destroy the scrapbook in an instant with your acidic spit. That's right, your alien anatomy has destructive powers that can vaporize Lanera's precious Branya memories in seconds.
No, you can't. What are you doing? How dare you touch that book?
For a terrifying second, you think she might lunge at you, but then Lanera steps to the side, giving you a straight shot through the cave exit. As you scuttle your way towards freedom, you remember your phone. Lanera took it from you when she knocked you out, and you don't know how you could possibly get another.
No way. I'm not giving you anything you might use to contact Branya. I won't have you messaging her behind my back and trying to replace me as her best friend.
It seems like nothing you said when you were tied had any impact on her at all. Maybe forcing people at knife point to be your therapist doesn't result in quality therapy. You still feel bad for her, but it's time to break out the big guns. If Lanera doesn't return your phone, you will find another way to reach Branya, and you'll tell her everything. Not only the lowdown on Lanera's stalking and kidnapping tendencies, but also the truth about how Lanera feels about her. Lanera gapes at you, her eyes filled with tears again, but she hands over your phone.
I can't believe how cold you are. I thought that maybe we were bonding, that maybe I could start to trust someone other than Branya. But you didn't mean a single word of all those things you said.
Lanera's face twists and contorts between rage and grief. When you make the phone's scrapbook trade, she drops the knife in her other hand and clutches the scrapbook to her chest, like it's one of those wigglers in a jade blood nursery. You don't feel guilty for doing what you had to do to escape unharmed, but you can't actually help but wish that you had been able to actually help her.
It's clear to me now. Branya is the only friend I will ever have.
Sure. We escaped from crazy, so it's I still consider that a victory.
I don't know. It seems kind of par for the course that someone could become like that when literally all of the culture of Alternia is violence.
All right, attempt comfort. You remember what you did for Polipa when she was upset. Sitting behind a chair with both hands tied behind you doesn't make for an ideal shoes-papping conditions. But maybe you can approximate the gesture? Lanera is huddled crying on the floor, and you think you can get close enough to lean your knee against her back or something. Hopefully that will be interpreted in the same way as the classic palm-to-cheek move. You inch your chair closer to her, but you lose your balance and wobble, and then topple forward. Lanera's discarded knife is right there, sharp edge ready to plunge right into your incoming soft body. But the Lanera moves quickly and grabs your chair and saves your life.
Oh shit, that was a close one. You really could have died.
She stares at the knife with huge round eyes, clearly shaken up by your near-death experience just now. Considering how often you nearly die these days, you feel more blasé about it. But you're glad that it's having an impact on her, if it makes her rethink the whole kidnap and stab thing.
I'm so sorry. I don't want you to actually die. I saw what you were doing with that chair when you fell. You were trying for the traditional seated frond hand shush pat because I was upset. It was very kind of you to try and console me. I never really thought you were a sea dweller, you know. Maybe what I'm doing is wrong.
Lanera sets her jaw with conviction. And with one slash, cuts you free from your bonds. You get to your feet, stumbling a bit because your leg fell asleep. You can't believe you're getting out of this situation without any blood loss. You feel positively elated about this turn of events, but Linera still looks sad.
You're free to go. You must think the worst of me after all this.
Well, you're not gonna lie. This wasn't the best start to a friendship you've ever had, but horrifyingly enough, it also wasn't worst. You feel for Linera. You really want to show her a real friend-making aficionado, how a real friend-making aficionado gets out there and meets people. You think making new friends could help her feel less clingy about Bronya.
Oh, you would really do that for me? I'm not so sure about new friends. But you do seem to know what you're talking about.
You don't know where to go with Linera to teach her about how to make new friends. She's probably a bit too uptight to enjoy the music clubs you've been to, and you don't think that trolls studying in the book hive would take kindly to a lot of loud, friendly conversation. You decide to go to the cafe that Elward introduced you to. Thankfully, they're not having an excessive bodily force poetry night, since you're not sure that would be Linera's scene. There are a number of ceruleans here, but you also spot a few indigos and teals and a cluster of defiant-looking olive bloods with some yellows all sitting together. The crowd is overall less fierce and undercut than it was when you were here with Elward, and the vibe is laid back, with all the trolls just sitting around quietly and chatting. You order the drinks, already taking for granted your newly acquired skill in reading troll language. Linera is fidgeting when you sit down with her.
This may come as a shock to you, but I don't get out of the caverns very much. I don't have time. There's so much to learn about jade blood life and troll reproduction. And Bronya needs my help to maintain order. It's not very often that I have to, interact with trolls of other blood colors.
You're not sure what's making her uncomfortable. The trolls around here are lower than her on the hemo spectrum, or those that are higher. You've worked out by now that the Jades are right in the middle, and maybe Linera identifies with neither the haves or the have-nots. And from what you remember, neutrality is a big concept with Jades. You're sure, Linera, that it's natural to be a little nervous. Most people feel like they're stepping out of their comfort zone when they make a new friend. There's one thing you've learned as Alternia's resident friend-making expert, is that terror and embarrassment are par for the course, but it's worth it in the end.
I'm not nervous or embarrassed. I don't know. Everyone seems so disorganized and suspicious and untrustworthy and unknown.
You have to bite your lip to keep from laughing. It's not even funny. It's just that Linera's hissing all of her words and leaning in towards you and glaring at the rest of the room, and the overall effect is weirdly endearing. Like someone put a 1950s school uniform on a feral cat. Before you can try to reassure her, a new troll ambles up to your table. She looks friendly, and that's a friendly amble. She's wearing glasses and carrying a book bag that has a teal symbol on her chest, so she might be a nerd like Linera. This could be a good new friend match.
Hi, guys. I think I've seen you around before. Do you also study at the book hive?
You open your mouth to invite this new friend to sit down, but before you can respond, Linera interjects.
That's not any of your business, is it? Why do you even want to know? Obviously, anyone who goes to the book hive to study goes there for peace and quiet. So why would you think you could bother us just because you recognized us from there? Okay, jeez. My bad, never mind. See you around never.
And just like that, a golden opportunity for friendship has gone up in a puff of smoke. What was Linera thinking, being so rude? Doesn't she want to learn how to make friends?
I changed my mind, okay? There's no way I could be friends with any of the people here. I don't know them. Not like I know you.
You're surprised to hear that Linera feels so positive about you when she was ready to stab you an hour ago. She takes your hand in both of her hands, squeezing your fingers tight.
I know we didn't get off to a great start. And that's my fault. But I can make it up to you. We're friends now, and we'll be friends forever. And I will cull anyone who ever even thinks about trying to fuck with you.
Oh no!
This is not quite the lesson you had hoped to teach her about making friends, but maybe with her fierce loyalty and possessive streak spread out between you and Branya, Lanera can be a little more low-key about being a friend to you both. The determined look in her eyes and the ominous glint in her glasses don't scream low-key, but change doesn't always happen overnight, and you believe in second chances. You believe that Lanera will be capable of healthy friendship someday.
One step at a time.
Where did that blood come from, though?
I don't know. Probably just artist being do thing.
When?
God, I hope I never get comments like that in my channel. I would feel bad.
Of know nothings and know-it-alls.
Yes. All right. You go ahead.
God, you have a headache. Is it dehydration? Only if you're thirsty for companionship. Are you hurt? Only your heart. And it aches for more pals. Is it withdrawal? Only from your addiction to new buddies. Really, there's only one cure for what ails you. Friendship. You wonder what sweet medicine you'll be imbibing this time.
Imbibing. All right. It's my boy, Gaelic Zagisi.
It's a
My
chilling
boy.
night. Hello, Willozen. It's a chilly night, not in a bad way though. It's kind of crisp air that invigorates you. You think you might just fuck around and make a friend. You're busy breathing in a big old lungful of stuff when you hear someone call out behind you.
Excuse me, alien. I would like a word.
It's phrased like a request, but delivered like a command. You don't recognize the voice, so you do some mental calculations as you turn. Whoever it seems like they really know who you are, which could be good, or really, really bad. You can make it to Zebra's Hive in a few blocks if you just make a run for it. That's not exactly a place you would like to take sanctuary, though, so you figure the risk of talking to this mysterious troll is worth it. By the time you rotate it around to face them, you've got a big friendly grin on. It's a bit of work to keep it there when you see who it is. Tall, sharp suit, well filled out, curly hair, cute little Christmas tree looking horns, an expression that screams, would pay someone else to bisect you if you call anything about him cute. It's a good thing that you didn't choose to run, because the last time you saw this guy, he was sprinting away from your sparkly self at top speeds. You have no chance. He strides towards you with considerably less fear, but just about as much purpose. Playing it friendly, you hold out your hand for him to shake. He takes it immediately, like it's an instinct.
Hold on a moment. Yes. I am Gaelic Zagisi. You are the alien. Nice to meet you officially, etc., etc. It is imperative that we speak. It is a matter of some importance. I hope you will take my request seriously and follow me to my hive, where we can talk more openly. Please click the citation or the.
Oh, do I have to actually make it?
Please click the footnote.
Oh my God.
I live right around the corner. It is in your best interest to comply. This is not a threat. Rather, it is a genuine expression of the critical nature of my request. Please click the footnotes or the sub footnote. If it were a threat, you would know.
Okay. Oh, wait. Oh, so it just does the two. Okay.
Yeah, it just shows the footnotes.
Okay.
Wow.
Well,
oh, yeah, go ahead.
Wow, okay then. We got a wordy motherfucker over here, huh? A sword and shriek, hey, let's hang out, would have worked on your friend thirsty self, but that's fine. You don't have anything else to be doing, so why not follow this pushy high blood back to his house?
Wonderful. This way.
He stays true to his word and doesn't say anything else as he leads you towards his hive. But you watch as the way he clenches his teeth and flicks his eyes back at you as he walks. He's about to explode, holding it all in. You walk just a little slower, just to break the bask in the need emanating off of him. Still dizzy with the feeling of having your presence wanted so badly, you trip a bit heading up a wide flight of stairs. And there are a lot of them. Jesus, he could have warned you at least. You look up as you pull yourself to your feet. The stairs lead up to an old stone building covered with ivy that creeps around some pointy top windows and up to the tops of the turrets. It looks like the kind of place where a crusty old professor might walk out of, followed by a flock of khaki-clad rich boys. The door opens with a creak. You do not hear anyone debating the differences between a movie and a film in there, but you do hear bleeding? Sounds reasonable. Once assigned, Galix beckons you through the foyer and into another room, this time unlatching what looks like a very tall metal baby gate to let you both in. He checks the latch twice before he shuts it, then gestures to a pair of studded high-back chairs on either side of the fire.
Please take a seat. I will make us some coffee. You will not have had any like this before, as the taste is drastically different from the slop you get from a public coffee shop. It is possible your palate is not experienced enough to tell the difference, but I can walk you through the simpler points.
You do take that seat and you look around. And you look around while he fucks with the antique espresso machine. He has a desk covered in papers, open books, and a typewriter, and along the walls there are bookshelves leading up to the vaulted ceiling. Everything has an air of purposeful messiness to it, like he's pulled some of his cool titles to leave laying around for you to see. How flattering. You mentioned that this must be one of those personal jerk-off book hives Tisius was talking about.
Excuse me?
Never mind. You clear your throat and ask him what he wanted to talk about. He hands you a cup and sits down in the other chair. Okay,
of course, I just wanted to clear up a misunderstanding between us.
Oh,
Please click
God.
The footnote.
Wait.
No, go back.
What? Oh, God. Why did it do there?
There you go. Specifically, you misunderstanding me. You may be under the false impression that I am uninformed re the attributes of rainbow drinkers. You may even think that you successfully fooled me into thinking you were one yourself when we first met. I just had not previously encountered one in real life, nor had I ever seen an alien for that matter. I have spent considerable time in the interim researching you, of course, which is why I was able to track you down so easily. Furthermore, when I saw you before, you were in the company of one Tagora Gorjek, rainbow fucker extraordinaire. He wishes. I was making the most reasonable assumption possible, given the information I had available. It makes complete sense if you think about it.
He looks at you expectantly. Oh, you guess it's your turn to say something?
Well, here we go.
Well, now? What do you mean content does not meet guidelines?
What did you type?
I just typed Lamau. That's it. That is the entire question.
Ruffle even.
Oh, of course I can't space them out either. Oh, fuck you. Oh. Yes, Lamau. Just those. Just that entire phrasing is absolutely not allowed in polls.
LMAO, not allowed. Chihuahua. What's Chihuahua?
Wrong chat. Damn. Multi-chat streaming. Sometimes that happens.
You mean multi-stream chatting?
Either way.
This nanny state garbage.
Okay.
What? Oh yeah, okay, because the can't
Lamau.
say Lamau in the poll. Lamau.
It doesn't even contain the bad word. It's just a.
It's the implied ass.
Implied ass.
Sorry, we can't have you implying that asses exist. You're gonna have to say something else.
God. All right,
Also,
number one. Is
I
that
left a
all?
link in our chat, but you can check later.
All right. Is that all? Man, what the fuck is this guy talking about? You thought whatever he wanted was going to be a way bigger deal. You want to get this straight, you say. He dragged you all the way here under a thick veil of secrecy just so he can tell you he knows what he's talking about? That he was not actually that was actually right and not wrong, smart and not dumb, specifically about rainbow drinkers?
Yes. Technically, not only specifically about that topic, but that is the pertinent piece of information in this conversational context. Is this confusing to you? I cannot have people thinking incorrect things about me.
Cool. No, you were just checking. You tap your fingers on the leather arm of the chair. Is that all he wanted from you?
Oh. Yes, I suppose, as long as we are in agreement and you do not intend to spread any misinformation.
You promise.
That is great news.
There is a long pause. He looks disappointed somehow. You're not sure if this is what he was expecting, but it sure as hell what is transpiring.
I will show you out.
Oh man. Man, he looks so much like a dork in that one. Oh man. Lamau, I don't give a shit. You laugh and didn't realize he's 100% serious. He really cares that much about what you think of him. It reminds you a bit of you a few months ago. Or, you know, a few days ago. Still, you know what it's like. You try to tread the line between humoring him and easing him out of having to care that fucking much. You tell him that you like him even if he was a complete rube, a trouble rainbow drinker lore idiot, if his incompetence knew no bounds.
I get it.
Oh heck, if the barely contained panic in his eyes is any indication, he isn't all that placated by that. You cut off the line of finagling and try something that you hope is a little more his speed. It must be cool to have a primary source sitting in his own jerk-off book hive, though, right? He exhales, gathering himself a little.
I'm not sure why you keep calling it that. Stop immediately. But I do admit I am interested in the chance to learn more about you.
His fingers twitch. You hope he doesn't mean in the, creepy dissection kind of way. You are free to leave, right? You glance anxiously at the locked baby gate.
What? Of course you can leave. Just because I am a high-blood does not mean I am a fucking sadist. You should know by now that that predilection is not bound to any one caste. I have more important things to be doing. Usually. My interest in you is purely academic and friendly. I know you are amenable to that kind of thing. Furthermore, that gate is not for you. Do not worry about it. If all goes well this evening, we will not even have to make use of it.
Oh, you definitely worry about it, but not in a present, actionable way. Just in a sort of under-the-surface self-preservation way you've worried about. You know, everything that's tried to end your run here on Alternia so far. Plus, he offered you friendship. You'll reach your heart into that monkey trap any day. Hell yeah, then. You throw your arms out, toss your head, and tell him that you're all ready to be studied and subsequently friended. Subsequently friended. Gaelic doesn't pounce right on that, though. Mostly he looks uncomfortable, which doesn't stop him from talking.
I do have considerable interest in understanding the pathos of the alien. What I really want to know is what makes you so magnetic. All observable criteria points to you not being much to look at, but there seems to be something about you that draws people in. I apologize if you're offended.
That isn't even on the top 10 list of insults you've heard since landing, so you brush it off just fine. Plus, you have it on good authority that your legs are nice. You flex those bad girls in order to give yourself a little self-esteem boost.
I was wondering if you had emissarial status, but the more I learned about you, the more difficult it becomes to make any sense of your plans. Accounts of your activities contradict each other at almost every turn. You are either the most suave and well-connected plenipotentiary I have ever heard of, or you are running around with no clue what you are doing, and somehow it works out for you anyway. I am strongly leaning toward the latter, especially after this meeting. For example, what the fuck are you doing with your legs right now? That's supposed to be impressive to me.
You mean, it's worked before? A low, frustrated clicking rumbles in his throat. He puts his copy aside and crosses his legs.
And this is the sort of thing I am talking about. I know all about your antics, leg-based and otherwise. I just cannot work out what the draw is. Again, no offense is intended, and if you feel that way, that is on you. I'm just trying to understand. Why do people like this?
He seems pretty fixated on this. You wonder if perhaps he has some hidden reason for wanting to know why other trolls might be into your freaky little self. Some sort of personal interest in another troll's friendship decisions and inclinations and interests. Just, you know, maybe. You wait for him to blush, but he doesn't. He does start talking very quickly, though.
First of all, I do not know what you mean by that. Do not base my self-worth on anything so external. Hypothetically, if I did happen to be invested in what someone else thought of me, I would not tell you about it. I would probably just tell him anyway. By him, I mean any hypothetical mutual acquaintance. Furthermore, just because I am not a freak does not mean I do not have desirable traits.
You think that he's probably keep going forever now that he's started letting it all out, but there's a sound behind you that shuts him the fuck up. You both turn to see his Lucis, a big scruffy goat, gently headbutting the baby gate. It looks extremely friendable. Yo, we're going. Let's. Do you want to pet the goat? Goat. There we go. Are we gonna deal with the goat? We're gonna play Goat Sim.
That's not an option. That's not an option, Freezy. I'm going to forcibly remove you. I'm going to go hoppy in on your ass and forcibly remove you. Hypothetically. Proverbially, so to speak.
Bum, 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 bum. We might be feeding the beast.
Feed the beast.
Wow, we're feeding the beast. Goat Sim 4, here we come. As much fun as it is to get monologued at, you opt for a change in pace and ask Gaelic if this goat is a good boy.
If you call breaking into my book hive and eating important chapters of my manuscripts good, then yes. It's in the pre-novel phase, if you're wondering. It is more of an experiential word rumpus. He's the best. To be fair, raising and providing for me also makes his presence in my life a net positive.
He sighs when he says it, a mix of frustrated and fond. You pull an apple-adjacent fruit from your hoodie pouch. You never know when you might have to spend the day hiding in an alley, so pocket snacks that don't make you puke are extremely useful. You offer it to the Lucis, and he uses his teeth and tongue to pull it to him through a hole in the gate. Nice. You don't have to have a crisis about whether or not you should let him in the room, because once he swallowed the snack, he trots back down the hallway. You mosey over to Gaelic, plop back down in the chair, and let him know you're ready to get this fact exchange party started. You wonder to yourself what kind of information actually exists about aliens. You mean humans on Alternia. The fact that you have started thinking of yourself as the alien is mostly fine, you figure. if what the trolls vibe, it's what the trolls vibe with, which is what you're all about in the end. But it could be cool, maybe, to hear from about the history of humankind from their perspective. You've been curious, and if anyone would know, it'll be this fucking nerd. So you ask.
There is absolutely nothing. I've read all kinds of reports on other alien races, of course. I can pull those for you if you would like. If what you are after are bloody accounts of the destruction of entire species, or painstakingly detailed logbooks of resources taken from various planetary systems by our forces, the economics involved would probably go over your nugget. As for your species, I can confidently say there is no recorded history of your kind on Alternia. If it existed, I would know about it.
Oh. Wow. So you're the first of your kind to visit, huh? You flex again and brag that maybe that's the secret to why everyone's so hot for your friendship. But even Gaelic can tell you're not really feeling it.
If you say so. Are you some kind of high-blood equivalent back home? Is that why you're so friendable here? Supposedly friendable, I still have yet to feel the impulse. What is your planet's system of government, and where do you fit into it? What are your main off-world exports? What were some defining moments in your species' development? Have you formed any bonds here that you would say fit your planet's equivalent of the quadrant system? If so, with whom?
You're not ready to take the space SAT. You're too busy trying to sort through the idea that you are literally the literal only option for him to learn any of this shit. The only one of your kind around. You feel like the frame surrounding your life has shifted, like everything around you zoomed out to the widest angle, with your tiny speck in the corner, invisible to the naked eye. Oh, maybe you should sit down. Ah, fuck, you're already sitting down. Maybe you should lie down. You crawl on the floor, which Gaelic probably won't like, but you're too busy having an existential crisis to care. God damn, that's a lie too. You definitely still care of what he thinks of you. It isn't the first time you felt overwhelmed by your situation since you landed. It isn't even the 100th, honestly. It's just you're kind of always had a back pocket assumption that there'd be some way out of this. Sure, you're having fun, making friends and allies, assembling a new wardrobe, picking up weird survival skills. It just hadn't quite hit you that this might all be what's left for you. For real.
Is the floor wriggling another alien friendship ritual I just do not grasp the allure of, or are you spontaneously suffering? I'm not sure how I'm supposed to tell the difference. Please stop whatever this is.
You want to answer him, but words feel so far away in the moment. You try to call up how you crashed or what the ass you were doing in the spaceship to begin with. Are you even a certified astronaut? Do you have an advanced degree? Do you have hands? Your vision blurs and you feel queasy. You need air, a lot of it. You run towards the closest available source, a wide window. Defenestrating yourself maybe is not the best option, but it is the one you're currently most emotionally attuned to. So that is what the fuck you do. Luckily, the panes of the window open up like French doors, and you're still on the first floor. You spill out without breaking any glass or limbs. Behind you, Gaelic hollers. It still feels nice outside. You lay there and breathe in and out and try to pull your shit together. From your prone position, you can see Gaelic put one leg over the windowsill, shake his head and pull it back and turn away. He certainly looks fit enough to be able to manage that leap, but of course he wouldn't bother. He should give up on your hot mess of an alien self. You're fine wasting away out here like yesterday's banana peels anyway. You're ready to take the depression nap right then and there when you hear the front door open. Gaelic is stomping towards you, flushed and fuming. He looms over you, his large frame quaking with anger.
Listen here, you little shoot maggot. I've opened my home to you. I have opened my mind to the possibility of understanding you, despite multiple instances of you not offering me the same courtesy. I only wanted to correct your misconceptions about me, and to have a chance to exchange some cultural understanding. You have to be the worst ambassador I have ever heard of.
No, you sit up and promise that he's been great, the best and smartest friend you've ever made yet. A great host, excellent even. It's not his fault, you're just not clicking like you do with other people.
If that were true, why would you spend this entire visit acting like a fresh-hatched idiot? At this point, I have to conclude that you are mocking me and my genuine interest in you. There's no other explanation for your behavior. Do not begin to insult me by claiming otherwise.
You try to explain that you were just in your feelings, but he stopped humoring you. He's turned on his heel and stomped back inside. You want to hope that he'll come back. The drive to understand outweighing the drive to be done with your sorry ass, but you know he won't. You drag yourself to your feet and start the slow, lonely walk to somewhere, anywhere else. From the open window, his Lucius cocks his head to the side and softly bleats his goodbyes. Aww. Fucking the goat's sad. I gave him an apple.
Gallic was also a little bit sad. He dismissed you against his own desires because he felt insulted. He's very complex, which is part of why I like characters of the Indigo cast. They're usually extremely complex.
Okay, I guess we're staying on topic.
Please ignore him. He will wander away in a minute. He just wants to get in here and cause problems.
You think hard to yourself about this. You really want to go pet the big goat dad, but you want to dish about this guy's love life even more. You've heard about this situation from the other side, of course, but you really shouldn't let Gaelic know that Tagora tells you about their tentative and awkward pitch-ish flirtation, unless you know it helps get you more friends. No, you slap your own cheeks to snap yourself out of it. No secret spilling. Gaelic leans away from you against the back of his chair.
Fuck. You are really not doing anything to change my impression of you.
You have no idea, so you cut him off before he can monologue you to death. You tell him that it sounds like to you like what he really bothering him, a regular, not freaky guy, is that he's jealous of your free-spirited friendability. He wants what you've got. He glares at you, his breathing quickening. Oh yeah, hit a nerve.
I do not want anything of yours. What is it you mean by that, though? What is it exactly that you have got? He is not... Never mind. Redact that. I reiterate my previous non-coveted stance.
Interrupting him has worked pretty well so far, so you try it again. Let's cut the shit, you say. There's no reason for him to hide anything from you. First of all, you already promised to him promised to like him no matter what. Secondly, you know what it's like to want to impress someone. And finally, you know all about how to be a huge motherfucking weirdo. So, why doesn't he let you show him how to walk on the wild side? He could take a few pointers from Alternia's biggest freak. You can see the ensuing makeover montage already, and you start to bounce a bit in your seat.
I have zero interest in...
Okay, that won't do it. You try one more tactic, telling him you guess he doesn't mind not knowing shit about how to be a freak. Oh, Gaelic, they all say, smart at how to be boring, and a real big dumbass about weird stuff.
I see what you are doing. Unfortunately for me, it will absolutely work. It stands to reason that allowing you to broaden my horizons with your alien ways will only serve to increase my cultural competence.
Great! So what will be? Shopping for a new, more casual suit or something wilder? Spicy undergarments? Dyeing your hair? Other weirder body mods? Gaelic eyebrows shoot up.
That last one sounds interesting.
Wow, he's really ready to go whole ass, huh? You weren't expecting that from this guy, but you guess he was waiting for an excuse to try something. That or he really can't deal with not being Alternia's biggest obnoxious know-it-all.
Go big or get cold, as they say.
Damn, that probably is what they say. Anyways, you can't wait to get this show on the road. You tell him that you even know a guy that can probably help him out.
Will he be discreet? I'm willing to leave into this, but I do need to protect my privacy, of course.
Oh, for sure. You mean, like, probably. His brow furrows, either at your continued interruption or your hesitance. So you waste no time and whip out your palm husk. You pull up the secret gripe profile you got Malik to make so he can keep in touch and call him up. What's up, Robo Buddy? You get right to it and you tell him you made a new friend who's looking to get a whole new hole put into him. Behind you, you hear Gaelic choke on his coffee. Artistically, an aesthetic hole. Gaelic shrugs weakly, his eyes still wide.
Or something similar.
Hell yeah. Anything for you, bud. Malik's eyes dart from your face to the room behind you. You're not sure how much you can see through the screen, though. My gear is easy to pack, and I'll be over soon. I'll bring options. You start to give him directions, but he stops you. Don't worry, I know exactly where you are. Your palm horse is low jacked. Figured you'd be cool with that. See you soon. Malik hangs up and you grin at Gaelic to reassure him. This seems like a manageable situation. He offers you more coffee, which you take, but you're a polite guest. Because you're a polite guest. Gaelic starts ideating in a small leather-bound notebook. So you mostly watch, listen to him explain the brainstorming process, take sips, and wish the goat would come back. Eventually, you hear soft footsteps approaching. Gaelic jumps when Malik opens the baby gate.
How did you get in the front door?
I hacked it. No! Gaelic mouth opens and shuts a few times. His eyes start between you and Malik's matching hoodies. Just kidding. The operation is pretty low tech for an Indigo, unfortunately. Ulysses let me in. Anyways, I'm Malik. And from behind him, a crowd bleeding. Hell yes. Gaelic looks around and wrings his hands. There's going to be a lot going on all of a sudden. He points to you.
You, alien, hold on to my lusses. He cannot be unsupervised in here or he will eat everything. As for you, Malik, hello. My name is Gaelic Zagisi. Welcome to my hive. Things are not typically so hectic in here. I apologize.
That's no problem. I heard you want to get freaky. Gaelic tugs at the bottom of his suit jacket, straightening it reflexively. Poor dude. You want to tell him that you're proud of him for going so far out of his depth, but he seems to be holding his own here. Plus the goat really wants to make a snack out of some old paperbacks. You take your job seriously and hold on tight to his neck.
Yes, that is correct. I hear you have the tools to help me achieve this. I'm open to a wide range of modifications. I will need to be able to hide it easily under clothing, however. My notebook has some sketches. Look only at the last 6 pages. Flip to an unauthorized section, and you will lose the privilege of using your eyes ever again.
You want to dutifully look and not touch too, but wrangling a big goat is a full-time job. Malik holds up the notebook for both of you to see. Oh, wow. Gaelic's not a bad artist, actually. Still, you kind of have to turn your head and squint to make out what's going on in a couple of the sketches. I guess there's still a few surprises left for you in the brave new world of troll anatomy, huh? You point to the sketch you liked best with the one hand as you scramble to keep a hold of the fistful of wiggly Lucis fur with the other. Yeah, I can work with that. Hell yeah, button up, get some layers off. Gaelic flicks his eyes to you and you give him a big supportive thumbs up. You look politely away when he starts taking off his jacket. Instead, you focus on your job and, oh, you have some pocket snacks. You pull out some mostly not bruised fruit and offer it to Gaelic's Lucis. He chomps it up readily and calms down a bit. Jeez, can't Gaelic afford food for this guy?
He eats plenty. He is only being dramatic.
Gaelic doesn't take off his undershirt, but he does roll up the bottom of it before leaning his forearms against the back of one of the chairs, exposing the broad palette of his hips and back. Oh, you don't get to see much.
No. That design does capture an ineffable facet of my core self. Get going before I change my mind. I assume I do not need to spell out any potential consequences if you stray from the autistic vision, correct?
Malik rolls his eyes and pulls out a tattoo gun. It looks mostly how they do on Earth, but with a stripe of greenish, almost biological light. Don't worry, your blood color is crystal clear. Oh, don't worry, your blood color is...
Don't worry, your blood color is crystal clear.
Gaelic winces at first press of the gun to his skin. Or maybe it's the lasers? There's a glow happening back there. With Lucis sated, you're free to see what's going on, so you climb into the chair Gaelic's leaning against the back of, and peek over to watch. So what's the deal with this anyway? Tattoos don't seem much like your vibe.
There is no specific reason. I'm simply fleshing out my worldly experiences. Intense physical pain, for one, though I am able to bear it. Attaining visceral knowledge of a new kind.
He's checking off something from his bucket list, you helpfully add. Gaelic flushes bright blue and jerks backwards, screeching like you haven't heard since you first met and traumatized him. Oh boy, you have no idea how, but apparently that was extremely the wrong thing to say. Watch it. You're gonna make me fuck up your infallible vision. Inevitable vision. No need to flip your think pan. Gotta do what it takes to find a bucket, buddy. I've been there. Gaelic stares decidedly into the middle distance as he breathes in and out, repositioning himself against the chair.
That is extremely not what this is about. I am perfectly capable of fulfilling my propagational duties. Thank you very much for your vote of confidence. This is not a thing I have. Oh, thank you, Atomic Sunrise, for the Lick Lick remix in the middle of me reading. This is not a thing I have to do. It is a thing I want to do. There's a significant semantic difference here. If it happens to spark concupiscent interest, so be it, or deeper conversational interest.
Now you know how I deal with things. Yeah, whatever, I don't judge. You only have the barest grasp on what they're discussing here, but things are starting to click into place. You don't want to embarrass your potential new friend by calling him out on his crush even further, or implying he can't find anyone to fill a quadrant with. You tell Malik that Gaelic is making his decision based upon his own personal, emotional, self-educating journey, and that's all.
Yes, that is the heart of it, exactly. Thank you.
Gaelic smiles at you and is crooked and stiff on his face like he hadn't expected to put it there. You smile back and place your hand on top of his, white-knuckled against the back of the chair. He winces in pain only once more before Malik steps back, tilting his head to admire his handiwork. That'll do it. Gaelic rolls his shoulders and twists his body around to check his new ink. Satisfied, he turns to extend his hand to Malik.
Thank you for your time on such short notice. Would you like to stay to...
Malik shakes his head and cuts him off there. No thanks, I'm much for the after party. See you around, Robo-Bud. Nice to tatch you up, Button Up. He tosses the gear back in his bag and nods at you both. On his way out, he pats the ghost's head, now placid.
One new friend is enough for...
I know.
One new friend is enough for one day, I suppose. Thank you for encouraging me to try something new. It was quite a rush, isn't it? I still do not completely understand you, but your penchant for flinging yourself full-heartedly into precarious situations is fascinating.
That is what you do best. You grin uncontrollably at the compliment.
I might try employing that tactic a bit more in my daily life, if it will ever lead to newer, deeper grasps of the troll condition. As such, I have two confessions for you.
He takes a deep breath and gets the rest all out in one go.
One, I knew only an elementary amount of information about Ringabout drinkers before I met you, and two, the reason for my friend hinge jerk reaction at that time was because of my Gorjek-shaped blind spot. It is feelings-based.
You gracefully do not let on that those are two of the most obvious pieces of information you've ever encountered. Gaelic clears his throat and thrusts his palm husk towards you.
Now that we have taken care of that, take a photo. I can't reach. Observe me admitting these inadequacies with ease.
He turns around and you lovingly set up the shot. On his hip bone is a modest rendition of his sign, an indigo of course. It is framed by two sprigs of pine crossed under it in a V. The look on his face as he turns back over his shoulder for the camera is the most self-satisfied thing you've ever seen. When you hand Gaelic his palm husk back, he fucks with it for a minute, and then it starts buzzing with notification after notification. He looks up at you, a smile creeping into the corner of his mouth. He bites it back like he's not sure what to do with the undefinable happiness he's experiencing.
He hates it.
Yay!
So I think you picked up on the relationship between him and Tagora easily.
Yeah.
They're in the Black Rom. Hush, Freezy, hush. Stop being a contrarian. Nobody's impressed.
He is the biggest contrarian of them all. Okay, I guess I have to be the little brat.
You've got to be an absolute gremlin. So here you are in jail. You always knew you would end up here eventually, but you were expecting a human jail, not this. It all happened so fast. You were waltzing down another Alternian street in search of friends when you heard the telltale sound of machinery behind you, and before you can escape, some giant metal drone with a rocket ass scooped you up and flew away with you. You were honestly surprised that the drone didn't execute you on sight. They've tried to do that before, after all. Perhaps your numerous shenanigans have grown so vast and ridiculous, someone wants to see you in person before you die, if only to have the chance to ask you, what the fuck? In any case, you aren't complaining. Not about being brought in alive, at least. You have plenty of other things to complain about, though. This cell sucks. It's hard and cold and full of this gross-looking moss that could probably kill you, since everything else on this planet can. There's a couple of patchwork holes in the back wall of your cell, which aren't enough to wriggle your way out through, but are enough to let in the light from outside. You've been in here since a few hours before dawn, and now it's midday, which means scorching rays of sunlight are streaming their way into your cell and forcing you to dart around to the shadiest spots as the sun makes its way across the sky. As if that weren't enough, it's also hammering rain outside, which really isn't doing much to stymie the sunlight, and you think the rain might be acidic too? Fun. Intermingled with the rain, you've been hearing some sounds coming from the other rooms. Interrogations, maybe? Torture? Whatever it is, you are not a fan. And would somebody please fix the leak in the roof? If you have to listen to one more drop of water exploding onto the floor like a nuclear fucking bomb, your shit is going to take an extended sabbatical from the handle. To conclude, it's not great. You'd like out. Right now, preferably. Now? Oh, god damn it. You were hoping that someone would conveniently appear in time with your internal monologue, but no such luck. Okay, phew. There she is. Your new savior is small, probably the smallest troll you've met so far, with the possible exception of Amicia, and she looks about as young as Amicia as well. She's got wild pigtails sprouting from her head, and a twitchy look in her eye, like she's going to start sprinting the second she hears a sound. She opens your cell door with a creak and gestures down the hallway with a quick jerk of her head.
Come on, with me now. Quickly, head down. Keep quiet. No asking questions.
I think that was immediately ask questions. No asking questions. But why? I told you.
Question? All right. Yeah, La Critia.
La Critura.
La Critia. There it is. It's Tinkerton. It's gonna fucking mess your shit up. Do. Boom, 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 boom. What do we get?
Oh, let me use the restroom real quick. I haven't even thought about that, but oh shit, I gotta fucking.
All right.
Yeah, I gotta pee. One mouth. 。 . 。  . 。 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 。 . 。 . 。 。 . 。 。 . 。 。 . 。 . 。 。 . 。 。 . 。
All right. Yeah, La Critia. It's Do, 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 do. I'm going to start retweeting stuff on the. God damn y'all! Why ain't y'all doing a tie? Jesus fuck! I gotta goddamn put out the coin flip. Here we go. It's going to be hit the first one. Wrestling with the.
All right, I returned. What was the vote?
They tied. I flipped the coin. We have to do the first one.
Ask questions. Got it. Wait. You have so many questions. Which of your many lovely friends was willing to help you escape? Who is she? What's her deal? How did she know? She shushes you, and her eyes narrow into an appraising squint as she looks you over.
You're right, huh? Figures. Listen, I don't have time to explain it. I'm not putting my neck out any further, so here's what we're going to do, okay? You're gonna run, not too far out because you don't want to run up in undead territory. Stick to the city and find a nice hiding place and keep your head down. See ya!
She rather forcibly stuffs what appears to be a military-grade umbrella into your hands and shoves you out a back door, into the rain and sunlight. When you turn to protest, the lock on the door clicks shut and you're stuck outside. What was that she said about undead?
All right.
Yeah, so there are undead on Alternia, just so you guys know.
Oh, okay. The living dead.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You follow her down the alleyway, keeping quiet as instructed, even though you have so many questions you want to ask her. Questions like what her name is, or where you are, or why they haven't fixed the fucking leak in the roof. Instead, you just hurry closely behind as she takes you to a stairwell, and in the back of the building up multiple flights of stairs. Peeking out the window of each door you pass, you see what seems to be an evidence locker, and then a row of tightly packed cubicles, and then a long, winding hallway. This is where she opens the door and ushers you through. The hallway is full of electronically locked doors with troll signs on them, the overwhelming majority of which are teal. The only other presence here seems to be automated cleaning robots. You are unsurprised to see that troll Roombas come with their knives pre-attached. She punches a series of numbers and letters into a keypad outside or beside one of the doors, bearing her sign and a name, and then slips inside and you follow.
Here we are, my hive away from hive. You can be a little louder now, but no shouting. That's just be weird as hell. Be weird as hell, buddy. Oh, my name is Trona, by the way.
You politely refrain from shouting as you introduce yourself to her. Torona pulls up a chair and sits down at her husk top, tapping some keys.
So where you go? Oh my god, I hate trolls. I hate trolls. So what we're gonna do here is I'm just going to go ahead and access your files on the system. It should be too hard to find since you were a weird alien. And yep, here we go. That's what we were looking for. Time to make a few edits.
She leans in, fingers flying quickly over the keys. She's absurdly fast on a keyboard, her eyes darting back and forth across the screen.
Now, normally I wouldn't pull anything this risky. I certainly wouldn't be helping you out with a criminal, but I have a good source that you're not the kind of person we should be letting rot in a cell, or worse. Right now, you're in our system and a lot of weird and serious offenses. Oh no, nah. Yeah, I'm sorry. I
want to suggest you might be a little too close to your mic. You're peaking a lot.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I am leaning in when I do this.
Yeah. Just be normal. Be chill.
But you and I, we know that the only way, that the only thing you're really guilty of is trying to keep your head and shoulders attached. Yeah. Right now, you're in our system a lot of weird and serious offense. Oh wait, I went backwards. Yeah, you're gonna click here, delete here, do things here, and there we go, you're clean.
Wow, just like that, huh? You thank her profusely and even begin to consider groveling at her feet, but she cuts you off.
Listen, I'm not just doing the grunt work for you. It wasn't really my decision to spring you. Let's just say that you and I have a mutual friend, weak, nudge. I run errands for him sometimes in exchange for all the information. I just happened to be pulling an all day over here anyway, so I was in the right place at the right time.
This mutual friend of yours sounds like a dead ringer for Malik. Wow, knowing a certain cerulean in high places is already paying some great dividends. It beats our data, at least. All you got from her was some really weird DMs on Chitter from her stream followers. Anyway, speaking of being in the right place, what is this place anyway?
This place is, well, it's a lot of things. Jail and courthouse and office and a whole lot more. Basically, just total, basically, if Teal looking to learn how to Teal things, this is where you go for a hand. I think I'm doing it too fast, and because of the threes, I know they're E's, but it's just fucking me. Basically, if you're a Teal looking to learn how to do Teal things, this is where you go for hands-on internship. Most of it is law-related, of course, but there's a couple of semi-related fields that for the go-getters looking to do something a little different. Yep, I bet. Because, fuck troll language. Yep.
This was the first time you've stumbled on a double three.
Yeah. Yep. I bet you're just dying to know what I get up to in these hallowed halls, don't you? Surely you have really mind like Miss Kassan is doing some real
I say Kassan.
Kassan? Because I'm doing some real important work here is what I bet you're thinking, and you're absolutely correct, my friend. Fasten your gander bulbs. Feast your gander bulbs. I want to say I looked at that sentence, I thought, fasten your seatbelts. Feast your gander bulbs on this. Yeah.
A few clicks of the wriggly bulbous mouse and her husktop loads up several images. You glance at the screen and the recognition center in your brain goes haywire with dopamine. Alien culture or not, you know memes when you see them. God, you missed memes.
Check it out. They're a little corny, but I know Triz is going to love them. She's a real sucker for this kind of thing.
One of them is an image macro featuring Trizza doing her makeup with the caption, "Trizza's so hot, rebels are so not." Another seems to feature troll brains. At least, you hope those are brains, of varying sizes and hemocolors. Being a rebel is the small maroon brain. Sympathizing with rebels is the medium olive brain. And worshipping Trizza is the giant purple brain.
These only... Wait. These ones will be going up on the web soon, but now I've got plenty of other memes circulating. So, see, I made a bunch of the fake Chitter accounts and got some techie troll automate them for me. He was hyped for all the excitement to do some work on the Triz's behalf, I tell ya.
So he was hyped out the excitement of it.
God. Everything about this sucks. Some of these accounts just pretend to be regular trolls, and others are best jokes nightly, big, funny, relatable laugh humor, you know. They're racking up these followers as we speak.
And the point of them is to put these Trizza memes out there.
That's how you get them. You start with a couple of innocuous jokes and cut the pure beast pics, and then bam! Suddenly you're spreading the good word of the empire, and everyone accepts it because your Chitter account is so funny and hip. It's called memaganda. It's going to be the next big thing, I tell you.
It does seem like a pretty clever way of spreading propaganda. Really effective on today's modern youth. It also deeply unnerves you, but you leave that part out. There's just something wrong about memes being used for evil.
Thank you. Glad someone appreciates it. All the hard work I'm doing here instead of just brushing me off. I had to do a lot of overtime putting out propaganda for the Empire lately. Just between you and me. Although, this ain't exactly much of a secret anymore. there's talks of a rebellion brewing, like a real, actual, big-scale of one, instead of just a bunch of high bloods getting paranoid because a burgundy looked at them funny. It's pretty scary, actually, and I hope I won't get swept up in all of it if something nasty breaks out.
Yeah, that's the vibe you're getting. You're about to ask for more info about this rebellion when she cuts you off and keeps rambling on. Seems like she's got a lot to say. You get the impression that nobody else here listens to her, possibly because she's still so young compared to most of them, but saving you from a jail cell is a good way to get you to pay attention.
But here's the thing, that despite being a whole being a whole lot of potential trouble,
Xavier.
I know, I'm sorry.
You just go, please,
Oh,
please.
you know what? How about this? I think I know. I am going to turn back on noise suppression.
It's not that, you're peaking. Your volume is getting too high for your microphone to process. You have no compression.
Yeah, I don't have any compression, do I?
You haven't compressed any of your audio. It's just so when you get closer to your microphone to do stuff,
and because of the higher pitched voice,
yeah, it just starts to go.
dethrowing the mic. But here's the thing, despite being a whole lot of potential trouble, it's also a great opportunity to show the Empire just how invaluable my skill set will be for them. See, I've got it all planned out. First, I need to provide to Triza how useful and clever I am, and how helpful I can be for her and her regime. Then, when Triza comes of age, she'll dethrone the current Empress and take her place. Most trolls love Triza, and those who don't are going to get themselves culled real quick. And I'm sure she'll have plenty of support when the time comes for their duel. Once she's in full power, I sang myself a nice position as a propaganda minister, and if I'm real lucky, I can be wheedled. I can wheedle my way into being assistant to his honorable tyranny himself.
His honorable tyranny? You don't think you've heard of this guy before? You assume he is a particularly high-ranking troll in the legislative process?
Oh no, he's just a fucking huge monster. He passes judgment on criminals by eating them, or eating anyone who bugs him, really. He presides over particularly noteworthy trials, especially at the extreme court.
In retrospect, you should have known. If monsters can be parents, they can surely be judges too. But, what exactly is the appeal here?
Who wouldn't want to be big and handsome and strong enough to devour anyone who annoys you? It's the perfect life, I tell you.
Fair.
And as it stands, since I can't be him, I can at least be his best buddy and the most perfect little helper. And besides, doing all the behind-the-scenes work is a lot safer than trying to actually hunt down and persecute criminals. I tell you that much. I mean, yeah, he might be. Wait. Oh yeah, he might eat me, but that's just a normal workplace safety hazard. Really, nothing I can't handle.
She really does have it all planned out, doesn't she? You're impressed.
Thank you. But I can't do it all alone. I'm going to need some help along the way from a very talented and clever associate or two. I bet you know who I'm talking about.
Her Ulysses? Her classmates?
No, dummy. Shh. Here, I'm trying to buddy you up and she's. Oh, that's she's. Jeez, here I am trying to butter you up and flies right over your think pan. I'm talking about you. I need your help. And I think after bailing you out of that jam, I've earned it. I've earned it, wouldn't you say? The old I rake.
The old I rake my claws down your back. You rake
okay, I
down
get.
mine.
I was wondering how that sentence was panning out. The old I rake your claws down your back and you rake my claws down my back. Dealy, you know.
Yes, I'm gonna rake your claws down my back.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna rake my claws down your back.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have to make fun sometimes. Troll idioms are as inscrutable as ever, but you do know a thing or two about claws, and about helping people to earn their good graces. What's she need?
You ever heard the old adage, teal talk? And
Teals
well,
talk.
Teals talk. And well, a lot of Teals have been talking about this strange alien going around, getting all buddy-buddy with the casts. The way I see it, someone like that might just know how to get me into the office and dig up some dirt on them and their potential rebel connections. I keep saying this because saying they should start shelling out for gander scan tech, but nobody ever listens to me. No way, no how. A regular old password system ought to be enough, right? They wish. Yeah, they really wish those locks were as secure as they think they are. You can figure out the codes, no problem, I'm sure. What do you say, pal? How's about you help me help the Empire and root out that rebel scum?
Oof. You're not particularly keen on betraying your friends, but you do owe Torona a favor now, and you'd love to make another pal while you're at it. There's gotta be some way you can maneuver your way out of this mess. You tell her, sure, you'll offer her some help. If you're going to hit up someone's office, it should be... Now we have 3 options, and all of them are good.
Way to betray.
But I say we go for Tigirius first. I'm putting this out there. I think everyone would really enjoy Tigirius first.
Y'all are not tying on this motherfucking thing. We couldn't even do. I think the worst part is that it's E. It could be any other leather in the world. You could have done T's with the 7, and I would probably have done a better job. But it's double 3s off of E's.
As opposed to like a single 3. Just
if it was a
replacing
single 3, my brain would probably actually have interpreted right. Because all I see is 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3.
And then there's just so many E's. I looked at that paragraph, that entire text box where they just let loose the E's, and I'm just sitting there like, Saber, are you okay?
I'm dying.
Having a little bit of a stroke?
Okay, we're going with 3. Oh, Tigiri.
After mulling it over for a while, you decide Tigiri is the safest choice. Sure, he's the guy with a sword, but he's also by far the least likely to harbor rebel sympathies, so you won't be getting anyone in trouble here.
Yay, Tigiri! That's an interesting choice, I tell you what. He always sucking up these purples and trying to make himself look all cool and knowledgeable about the law stuff, so you'd think he'd be clean, but just maybe, it's all a front. I'm working on a video about Rapid Sympathizers right now, and I'm actually, and that's on one of my big bullet points I go over, how sometimes the guy trying too hard to look like he's on the level is actually far off the level as it gets. So yeah, let's see what kind of guy what the guy is hiding. Why don't we?
Moseying on over to his door, you consider the keypad. This shouldn't be a hard password to guess. It's gotta be the name of one of his favorite anime, right? You punch one in, and nope, a buzzer sounds. You try another, nada. But to your delight, the door clicks and begins to slide open after the 3rd anime title. Glance over your shoulder to see Torona beaming at you from right behind you, and then turn back to the door and yikes! A katana comes swinging out towards you on a wire, and you narrowly dive out of the way before it connects, crashing to the floor in the process. You groan and stagger back to your feet, and hear a familiar voice sounding from a speaker in Tigiri's room.
Foolish evildoer, did you really think it would be that simple? You've fallen for my trap! Your 3 pitiful guesses were all it took to seal your doom. Not that it's going to do you any good while you bleed out on the floor. Sayonara, trespasser.
The message seems to cut off there, but then there's some muffled sounds like a microphone being moved.
What do you think, Tadashi? I'm gonna look so cool when I show it off to my colleagues.
You breathe a sigh of relief. That katana was aiming right at your head. You almost got skewered. Talk about a close one, right, Torona? Torona? got a child killed.
Yo, child murder. Okay. Should I put this up to the poll or?
Say we do another poll between the last two.
Okay. Oh, one or two.
One of these is the most uneventful, you guys. You should pay attention to which one I vote for, even though it's not going to tell you which one I
Yeah, you're
vote
not
for.
gonna. All we can judge is based upon who's voted already.
But we can't see who's voted already.
Yeah, but what I mean is, did someone vote? You could have just said, "I just voted," and then you would have known. Based
Oh yeah,
upon...
I'm not doing that. I'm gonna let everyone freak out.
It's legitimately tied, you motherfuckers vote. Man, these aren't the midterms. You have to vote.
Cease.
All right. You had to at least.
I broke the tie.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. He's really smart and a good talker, and he's always got the latest gossip, and you'd think he'd be my kind of guy. But he also such a sleaze, like real creepy creepster. Not to mention he charged out the snip tube for all of his info. No thanks, I'll handle it myself. Oh, but imagine the scandals if he turned out to be a rebel all along. I really hope we find something on him here.
After some late hacking, that is, punching his wriggling day into the keypad, the door to his office clicks open. The two of you slip inside and you glance around. You are immediately reminded of his hive, almost eerily reminded of it, in fact. Did he just order copies of all the same minimalist aesthetic of furniture and have them sent to his office? We don't know exactly what it is, but it's certainly impressive.
You know, I'm not sure if that vase is regulation. Take a picture of it just in case, will ya?
Sure thing. And if you happen to accidentally delete the picture later, well, actually, you have accidentally deleted a bunch of pictures before. Figuring out your troll phone has been an ordeal. You line up your camera to take the shot and... oh, fuck. As you were about to press the button, your phone received an incoming call from someone, and you ended up hitting the answer call button instead. Now you're going to be trapped in a social encounter that you weren't mentally prepared for. No, wait, it's just Tagora. That's no problem at all. He's gregarious and easy to talk to, and you're standing in his office. Fuck, again. Throwing on your most practiced everything is perfectly fine expression, you try to angle the camera so he can't tell where you are.
My apologies for bothering you on such short notice. I've recently learned through the grapevine that you may be responsible for certain changes in Zagisi's attitude as of late. I thought it might be prudent to let you know that... oh, wait. Is that... my office? Did you break into my office?
No. God, no. It's not his office. It's just, an office that coincidentally happens to look exactly like his. His face has been frozen mid-smile, and now it slowly seems to twist, until his smile doesn't look nearly as friendly or genuine as it did a moment ago. He starts to laugh, little raspy chuckles under his breath.
I see. More the fool was I to ever believe I could trust a fellow liar. Is this Gaelic's work? No, it can't be. He doesn't do that kind of subterfuge. It was all a game, just a game to you. Yes, that must be it. Of course it was. You're not here to make friends.
What? No, that's exactly what you're here to do.
The bills I so gracefully forewent for your sake. Well, no matter. You can expect a very hefty invoice to arrive via email as soon as I finish typing it up.
No, please no, it doesn't have to end this way. You were just trying to secure another friendship. He knows how it goes, right? saying or doing anything for a bit of social gain?
Oh, but of course! And I'll be very happy to continue our business relationship in the future. Once I've been reimbursed in full for my time and expenditures, farewell.
To emphasize that I would love to continue our business relationship. He ends the call and his face disappears. The friendly little whew sound that Gripe makes cannot possibly underscore the finality and tragedy of this situation. Your heart truly is broken. But hey, at least you can trade one friend for another, right? Now that she's seen what you're willing to sacrifice for her, surely Torona will... Torona? Ah, shit. At some point while you were distracted, she made a break for it. Now you're left with not but a hefty fine and an ache in your chest where friendship used to be.
Bills. At least these are short enough that we can just kind of flow backwards.
Yeah,
them.
but it's got so much option and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Or so much extra flavor.
Okay, Tizius.
It's got to be Tizius. She runs a tight, if sleep-deprived ship. You'll give it a good try. Fail to find anything useful, and Torona will appreciate your attempt.
Tizius, huh? Yay, she got that vibe to her, you know? She talks a lot about improving the justice system, and what kind of person does that, huh? A rebel sympathizer, that's who. That Alternian justice system has worked just fine for hundreds of sweeps. The only person who ought to be proposing changes is Triza herself, but obviously there's nothing to change, and she'd have done it already.
Or she'd have done it already.
Or she'd have done it already. Anyway, this Tizzy's store is right over here. So what don't you start working your magic? Why don't you?
An idea comes to you. You start tapping away at your phone, much to Torona's chagrin.
Hey buddy, were you trying to break into someone's office? This is no time to play Flappy Talon Scratcher. Screecher.
You explain that you're looking up Tizius on your phone to consolidate information and improve your chance of guessing her password.
Whoopsie! Sorry, I'm just a little antsy here, I guess. Carry on.
Turning to the keypad, you start inputting your guesses. You try the birthday listed on Tizius's Chitter profile. Nope, even the name of her mate sprit doesn't work. Then something clicks. Everyone expects a long, complex password, right? You try just 2 paltry digits instead. 69.
Nice.
Then, click. The light goes green and the door to her office slides open. Bingo. Feeling pretty chipper about your breaking and entering skills, you usher Torona inside with an exaggerated bow. She cackles and skips right in, making her way over to a husktop sitting up. Oh my gosh. Wait, hold on.
What?
On the desk.
There's a little... This thing?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? Hold on.
It's
Wait.
hold on.
I will screen... Wait, let's see if I can just hit the screen grab button.
I'm trying to fucking... Which one is it?
Whoops. Hold on.
Is that,
Hold on.
It's Casey. It's
God.
Casey. It's Casey, the salamander.
Okay. I was trying to do the thing where this. Why isn't it letting me do this?
You mean H?
No, not H. My stupid screen grab thing.
Oh.
It just doesn't want to work now on this game.
Strange.
Weird.
But it's Casey.
They got a little.
It's the salamander that John adopts in Homestuck. You got that far, I think.
I probably have. Okay, wait. I know how to do this. If I
work a
do
little
this,
harder.
then I can do this. Then I can sit back and do this, and then this. Yeah, there we go. I now was able to make everything bigger and very, very blurry. Very blurry. It just required me clicking off the program. Okay, you did this one, right? Okay.
Okay, there's papers and old mugs laying around everywhere, and the rest of the room is about as disorganized as the desk, with towering stacks of books threatening to collapse if you so much as breathe wrong.
Where? The Empire always monitors online communications, of course, but we've got tools for those sneaky sneaks who try to hide things off the cloud.
Torona produces a small device, bright red with gold accents, and plugs it into what appears to be a USB slot on the husk top. It wriggles upsettingly.
I'll go through her files and start looking through all of those books and folders, okay? You start looking through all those books and folders, okay? Okay?
You offer a thumbs up and turn your attention to the absolutely massive pile of literature that is strewn throughout the office. You're not really giving it your full effort, hesitant to pry into Tisius' stuff, but you get the sense that she isn't hiding anything here anyway. Behind you, Torona is clicking through folders on the husk top, the exasperation in her voice steadily growing.
Useless school-feeding assignments, copies of court transcripts, a bunch of notes. It's also just normal Teal stuff. There's nothing incriminating here on here at all. Where is she hiding it?
I like that nudes is just apparently totally standard, nobody cares. Torona pulls away from the husk top and dives into the stack of books with the gusto of a small child in a balloon or a ball pit, rifling through pages as quickly as she can. It isn't long before she gives up that pursuit too, emerging from the pile in a shower of loose pages.
I can't find any evidence of wrongdoings anywhere! No hidden folders or on her husk top, no secret stats between these pages of a book, nothing!
She stops back and forth, pacing around the room and scratching at her face absent-mindedly. Maybe there just isn't anything to find. Is that so bad?
Yes! If she's not bad, it's super bad! Ugh, look, see? I'm not big and I'm not strong, and even if I have a growth spurt when I'm older, it won't change that I don't like to fight. There's nothing I'm cut out to do. I'm a thinker and a listener and a talker. Knowledge is power, and the only kind of power I'm good with. It's the only kind that'll keep me in the game. Everyone gotta play nice and get off my case because they know I've always got the dirt. But all those shifty, crafty Teal jerks keep trying to hide their secrets from me. I'm going to be hooped if I can't get one over on them.
Torona yanks at her pigtails and slumps down against the wall, looking as frazzled as ever you've seen her. This calls for a pep talk. You sit down across from her and offer a gentle smile. You know where she's coming from. When you came here, you were a mess. You still kind of are. All you had was your guts, your mind, and your goofy charisma. You've been blundering your way across the planet, but somewhere in between all the blundering, you made friends. You gained skills. You figured out how to keep surviving even when it seemed impossible. And if you can do it, she can too. Sure, she may not be as big and strong as she'd like. She won't always win. Sometimes there's just going to be days like today where she doesn't succeed. But she's got this spark in her. You can see it. That tells you she'll be just fine as long as she keeps her head up and tries to hang in there. Torona perks right up. Your motivational speech game is really on the ball lately.
Yeah, you're right. This might have been a bust, but it sure ain't a bust. But I sure ain't. I've already got all kinds of connections and pals and skills. I mean, the guy I ran those errands for, he says I'm on one of the smartest and cleverest Teals he's ever met, and I'm really mature for my age. And
you never find out what else he says because you're interrupted by the sci-fi whoosh of the office door opening as Tisius steps through. There's a long, awkward pause before she raises an eyebrow at Torona. Also, hey, TK. Now, just what in the hell are you two doing in my office? Torona begins a stammering response, but Tisius jerks her head toward the door. Yeah, I'm gonna need you to get out right now. She turns to you. Not you. We need to have a chat. Torona flashes you a terrified look before scurrying out of the room, door sliding shut behind her. Tisius glances at the door, then pulls you toward the most secluded corner of the room, where books are piled so high they practically reach the ceiling. She speaks in a low, hushed whisper. A good idea, because you'd bet a troll buck or two that Tarona's listening outside the door. Hey, so that was some good thinking, texting me as soon as you got your palm husk back. You shrug humbly. You're getting good at leveraging your bountiful stockade of friends. I wonder what she thinks I'm going to do to you. And there's a lot of rumors about me, but most of them untrue. But when you look as tired as I do every day, trolls whisper. She chuckles lightly and takes a sip of water before sighing. I can't believe she thought I'd ever be dumb enough to keep incriminating documents in my office. She must be getting real desperate to prove herself. This is exactly my point about how fucked up it is here. Everyone trying to climb over each other out of the muck and pull the rest down like shell scuttlers in a seafood storage device. Poor girl. She thinks she's got everyone in the palm of her hand, but she's being played as much as any of the rest of us schmucks. Another sigh. You feel like sighing may as well be Tisius's second quirk. But you've already heard enough from me about all that. Go pretend I chewed you the fuck out or something. I need to reorganize all this shit now that she ruined my old system. Her office looks far better organized than it did when you walked in, actually, but you're not about to split hairs over it when Tisius just bailed you out of a potential disaster. You thank her, give her a quick hug, and then slip out of the office. Tarona nearly falls over herself, stumbling away from the door where she was clearly trying to listen in.
Wow, your hair is so alive and in one piece! That must have been a real close one. You know what she does to people who cross her, right? Well, I'll give you a hint, pal. It starts with disembowelment and only gets worse from there, So, how did you make it out?
Oh, you know, talking your way out of a jam, it's a total breeze. Tarona seems pretty seems starry-eyed and impressed.
You sure do know how to handle yourself, especially for a weird alien. I think you and I should stick together. Technically, you don't owe me anything anymore, but us little people work best in numbers, so yeah? You could use a friend like me.
You smile, basking in the now familiar glow of camaraderie. Yeah, you could use a friend like her. And you think she could use a friend like you too.
You did good.
What's up?
Nothing, just...
The high energy of that one?
Yeah. The high energy, and man, I should have maybe got a drink before all of that. Let's see. Okay, that was volume 12. There's volume 13, 14.
Don't worry, that second one on 13 is gonna fucking... It's gonna be a challenge for me. It always is.
Let's see. So we'll be able to get because I feel like wrapping up now. Yeah. So we'll be able to get everything done next week. And you said this chapter is really, really short, right?
It's pretty short.
Okay.
And it only has one route. There are no options.
Yeah. No more polls.
Yeah, that last one is a treat.
Yeah.
And for that last one, by default, you'll do the narrative, and I'll do the character, because you're the reader here, basically.
Yeah. Anyways, I guess I should go over to the screen. Hey, no stream tomorrow, but Saturday gets to be crowd control. I gotta make... I don't know what time that will be. It'll probably be sometime like 6, 7 o'clock. I don't know. That's Eastern. I need to cook food first, because I'm going to cook what essentially is a Christmas meal, but technically Christmas Eve meal. So, and I think that's going to last both Saturday and Sunday. And then essentially this exact same schedule again. Minus Fantasy Star, Yakuza, Hiveswap, Yakuza 5 swap, and then probably Tribal Hunter. Just, we gotta play the Cursed Furry board game because it's okay on Twitch. It hasn't been banned off of Twitch, so it should be okay.
Too bad Kobold Care isn't.
Yeah, that is 100% not okay. Not at
It's
all.
fucking hilarious. I'm serious. I can't stop playing it. It's absorbing my life. I'm being consumed.
Boop, ba, doop, ba, doop, ba, doop, boo, ba, bum, bum. Who do you want to raid?
Let me see who's on. Okay, so who is on is gosh, well there's Brother Mouse.
Yeah.
There's Brother Mouse is someone that we both know, so that's
Yeah.
like a pretty easy choice.
Mm-hmm.
But then for people that oh, then there's also Pandemonium, but
Yeah.
the only other two that are on that I would raid are someone who's playing Dead by Daylight,
Mm-hmm.
someone who's playing Project Zomboid. And I think if we choose one of those, if we were to choose one of those, I would have to ask your audience if they'd even enjoy watching either of those.
I guess we can just go over the Brother Mouse. He's playing Rogue Galaxy. It'll probably be easier. Yeah. And
it'd be easier, and also he needs the support.
Yeah. Yes.
To be honest. So I'm gonna.
Do I have him under? Have him on the mouse, right? Yeah, there we go. Button pressed.
All right, starting raid.
Yep. Anyways, thank you guys for coming out tonight. Stay safe. I'll see you guys on Saturday. And hey, if I don't see you, have a good weekend and have a Merry Christmas, because I know Christmas, or if you're in the process of having Hanukkah, Happy Hanukkah, because I'm pretty sure that Hanukkah is currently going on and will end on Monday. And I only know that because the fucking Albanian is like having a Discord movie night on Monday for a crazy night. The Albanian, that's what I'm referring to her as.
Eight Crazy Nights is a good movie, though.
Yeah, but we'll see, because her taste might be like.
No, it's pretty funny. I remember it. I mean, it's Adam Sandler humor, but as far as Adam Sandler humor goes, no, it's pretty good. Yeah. And the animation, like all of my animation nerd friends, they love it.
All right. Anyways, the raid is about to go off. So once again,
everyone who came to both of our streams. I love all of you. Mwah.
All right. Have a good night.